What's the matter with you?
Put the coin in. Come on. Put the coin in. Do the ride.
I do sometimes regret actually asking you to come home.
Sometimes. My dude was like, I'm going to bring Deacon on the show and that'll speed things up. Sure it will.
See, I'm okay. I haven't sworn for at least 30 seconds. I don't expect to get any scoop on my friend Moople because I'm not doing that because that's not fair on him, is it?
That is the only reason you're here.
It's the only reason I'm here because you want the down low on my friend Moople.
Look, we couldn't get hold of Moople or Salter Greppo. Or...
No, I know why you can't. They're on a retreat.
Are they?
Yeah.
What are they retreating from?
From life. Sometimes it gets a bit heavy for Moople and he's had to go into a retreat for the weekend and he's vow of silence. So don't mock him. You know, you can't expect him to perform to that standard and then not have to go inside himself for a little while. And the rest of them are just giving him some time. God, you're so disrespectful, Ian, sometimes with people. It's just not fair. That's why I don't tell you.
I have to respect Moople's process.
You do. So I don't talk to you about my clan because you just take the mickey. Because it's very sensitive. At his age, to be fair, it's good that he keeps going as long as he does. He's only 2 weeks shy of 74.
Is he?
Yeah, don't let that out there either because, you know, we don't know how much time we've got left with him and we don't want to make his last few months on the planet unhappy one. So just let it be.
Okay. I'll start the show now, is that right?
Yeah, but, you know, just don't take the mickey out of him too much because his nurse said he's not allowed. He can't get agitated, it's a blood pressure thing. So, you know.
We're going to respectfully start the show. That's it. It's very respectful.
Yeah, we're going to respectfully.
Go on.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Rager, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
So, welcome to the show. This week we have no respawn that we know of. So, joining in his place, a special guest, it's Deacon. Back, aren't you?
I mean, the people have been craving more Deacon, and now you're here. So really, I can go off and take a nap and come back in 2 hours and close the show, and it would be just as good.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not firing on all cylinders today. I feel a bit ill, and it's quite late, and it's been a heavy week. I had a very hard week.
I'd argue that would make the show even better.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh.
So Deacon is back because the last time she was officially here on Destiny topics, Destiny business, she was covering Clan Elysium and their world's first win with the Roll of Glass and the difficulties Moople was causing in the clan. So because we couldn't get hold of them, we thought that we'd go to the clan leader.
I don't need to disclose what part of the clan I am because it's quite private.
Well, you were the clan leader on Banjo, weren't you?
Yes, possibly. I was. But, you know, we take it in turns. We're a very good clan like that. We're not like your clan, bloody bossy. We just, you know, we all take a turn now and again. We shake it up a little bit, keep it fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're here to help go through the world's first raid team again?
Yep. That I am. Got lots to say about that.
Oh, good. Well, we'll come to that later when we get to This Week at Bungie.
Good. I really look forward to that. Yeah. Lots to say there.
So I really do want to get Deacon's take on the fashion of the clan, because I think Salta Greppo particularly has just a fashion sense that is, I think, second to none. So, Demon, if you want to pull up the show notes channel real quick, this is some of Salta Greppo's better fashions, especially his warlock there in the middle. And I really just want to get Deacon's take on, was she the inspiration for his fashion choices? Was she trying to dissuade him from these choices?
Well, to be fair, his therapist said that he really has got to stay away from the yellow because of the issue with the bananas this time last year. But unfortunately, he's had a little bit of a relapse. We did talk to him about this, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I don't know. I feel like sometimes, to be honest, they're all relapsing back into their old ways before I met them. So I think it's time, maybe I had another little meeting and we had to talk about things. I mean, it's not good, is it? Let's be honest. It's not a good colour. And his head looks like it's been squashed and it's just not looking good, is it?
The whole banana situation, really, I mean, it isn't worth rehashing here. But yeah, it's best to stay away from that.
So I'm going to consult my notes.
Oh, God. Okay.
And tell the people what's happening next week in Destiny.
I can tell you now what you're going to say. This was broken and not working. That's now been mended. That's now updated. You can jump around a bit more. There's something probably to do with shards and something involving a witch.
Okay, well, let's see. So we have a new Psyops battleground on the moon. So that's the jumping around.
Yeah, got that.
We were able to ignite the flames of the Iron Banner. So that involves lots of jumping around. I mean, really nothing but jumping around. We can stop the Transcendent Mind and the Glassway Nightfall. I mean, there's been lots of things broken there, so that qualifies there. And then Shax is bringing both bonus Crucible ranks and Showdown to the Crucible. And really, I mean, if you're playing Crucible, you're a witch. So I think you hit the nail on the head. 4 for 4. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Thank you. So you're getting distracted on your phone, aren't you?
No.
Yes, he's getting distracted.
He is distracted because he hasn't even said in what's Showdown. And Showdown is, of course, where you and your two friends fight two other people and their third friend in a 3-on-3, where you're trying to defeat your opponent and prevent revives, and whoever wins the most rounds wins. And if your rounds are tied, then you face off in the elimination showdown. And then Iron Banner is well, I don't need to tell you what Iron Banner is. That's the banner that's made of iron, and there's lots of wolves. And then you're running from Nitedemon. That's what Iron Banner is. But light level advantages are enabled in Iron Banner. That's basically the big difference. Is if you're a higher light level, you're going to be more powerful. If you're lower light level, you should just go back to jumping around and playing a witch somewhere else.
I'm not sure I'm liking the 3 thing. 3's not a comfortable number, is it?
Yeah, 3's a little cozy. 6 is much nicer. Really, I'd like to see like 12-on-12 and just an entire battlefield of chaos. But
that's getting a bit, isn't it? Steady on there. 12-on-12. That's getting a bit too much. Yeah,
we see more than 6. I mean, 6-on-6. Come on, we could go 8s. We could go 10, 12.
8s. Let's agree with 8s. That's all right. But that's still a bit chaotic.
Yeah, and a little chaotic, but again, I mean, you don't have to be so good if you have 7 friends to rely on. You can just run around with your friends, and then it all works out great.
What about the poor person who doesn't have a friend? Do you know what I mean?
That's how you make friends. You make friends by jumping around and being witches. I mean, that's how friends are made.
I'm not sure about this.
It's flawless logic. No. Flawless.
We've got some challenges for next week as well.
Do we?
Do they involve prizes that are good?
Well.
Oh God, they don't, do they? They don't. They involve stupid things.
They give you challenge XP++, insight, and bright dust.
And what?
Free stuff.
Bright dust. Sounds like some fairy pixie game now, doesn't it? I mean, come on, this is going silly now. And what do you do? Bright dust.
That's how you buy your fancy. That's how you buy your fancy your outfits.
Yeah, buy your fancy outfits.
You give the old lady bright dust, and she gives you fancy clothes
you
back.
look like a banana.
Yeah, and look what's happened to him. Bless him. Now he's had a relapse because of her bright dust. They need to just put a lid on that and stop all that. Not happy with any of that.
So we are in week 4. We have Operation Elbrus. Complete week 4 of the Operation Elbrus and focus Umbral engrams at the war table in the helm using Risen Umbral energy. Collect Risen Umbral energy by decoding runic chess at the end of the Psyops battlegrounds. And you have to do 32.
32 what?
I don't know. It says Risen Umbral.
Well, you can't just say you've got to do 32, can
and
you?
it says 32.
But you can't just say to someone you've got to do 32. 32 what?
Don't know.
Okay. Right, you've got to now go and do 15.
Okay.
You're going to be happy with me just saying that to you.
You're getting off pretty easy. You only do 15 and you almost has to do
What?
32. I think she's letting you off
I'll
easy.
go and play it until it tells me I've completed it.
Well, no, you bloody ain't playing it until it tells you bloody completed it.
That's how it works.
No, it isn't.
It is. And that will give you challenge XP++ and insight.
Ugh. See, it's got stupid, isn't it? It's like, I'll tell you what are we going to give him for rewards, right? We're not going to just give him XP. We're going to tell him it's XP++. That'll get him really excited. Someone somewhere is sitting laughing their arse off that they've come up with that stupid term and getting you all running around for challenge XP++ when it's just the same old XP. They've just put 2 little plus in front of it. This lacks imagination. This is like just sitting there going, what should we call it? Oh, I know. No, I haven't got nothing. Let's just put a plus in front of it. That's just lazy.
Could be that.
Yeah, I'll tell you now it is.
Rippling Wings. In the Throne World, collect 3 moths and destroy 3 darkness rifts.
3 moths? I'll tell you when you get 3 moths. You go in the kitchen at night, you put the light on, suddenly every little bugger's in from the garden. For going around the light bulb, ching, ching, ching. You don't need to be playing that to get yourself 3 moths. Moving on to the next scene. Come on, keep it moving.
Weapon Shape 3. Increase weapon mastery for a shaped weapon and reshape a weapon. And that will give you challenge XP+.
So basically, you've got to reshape your own weapon because they've got no imagination to come up with their own weapon shape. So they're like, oh, I can't even think. Did they do this on a Friday late? And they was like, I can't be bothered. We want to go home. I tell you, make them redesign their own weapons. And then we tell them they get some XPPPP++ for it. This is even more lazy. This game's annoying me even more now. I've got a leg itch going because I'm getting even more agitated with this game now.
Now, when you first said that you were going to come and help with the podcast, you said, I'm going to go and do it so that it goes a lot faster.
It's going quickly. Let's go through it. Come on, keep going. I'm giving the other side of the argument. I think this show needs to be more balanced, not just all pro Destiny. I think there needs to be some counter arguments going on. Thank you. That's why I'm here. Come on, next one. What's going on next? Oh, I don't know. Design your own level and then send it into us and we'll sell it and get the money for it. Oh, while you're at it, knock out an advert quick for us and email us that as well because that'd save us some time, wouldn't it?
Mod collector. Unlock artifact mods. You've got to do 12 of them. So if you've already done it, it's already unlocked.
Been there, done that. That was easy.
And that's challenge XP++ and bright dust. Precision calibration. Calibrate marksman weapons. It includes scout rifles, sniper rifles, linear fusion rifles by landing precision final blows and bonus progress against guardians. And it's 200 of those. And that's challenge XP+ and some bright dust. High value hunter. Defeat powerful combatants in Gambit. And bonus progress for defeating high value targets. And it's 75 of those. And that's challenge XP+ with some bright dust. Iron sharpens iron. Complete iron banner matches and bonus progress for wins, and it's 15 of those. And that's challenge XP+.
Can I just
and
check,
bright
right?
dust.
Why do you read these out? What's the purpose of this then? Does it matter you saying most of the people who played can't read it themselves?
No, I'm
Is
just...
that what you're saying about them?
I'm...
Why are you reading it? Not being funny, but I'm bored. I'm bored. Because you're just reading this. Jazz it up a bit. Put some voices on or something. Come make it a bit more interesting. Go for it.
Okay. In the next bit, I'll do that then.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So,
Liven it up. Put a bit of pizzazz into it. Come on.
Okay. So, darkness, nightfall.
Oh, God. Is that your pizzazz?
No, I said in the next bit, not this bit.
Liven this bit up here. Come on. Put a bit of energy into it.
In the next bit.
Oh, God.
Darkness, nightfall. Complete any nightfall strike on hero difficulty or higher. And that would be challenge XP+ with bright dust and a nightfall weapon. Just one they select.
Even they realised they got to that one. They were like, we're really taking a mickey, just giving them plus and bright dust. I know, let's throw in a weapon to shake it up a bit because people can start moaning at this point that we're really lazy, not doing our jobs properly. That's why they've done that there. I can tell you that now.
Okay, thank you for that.
That's fine. Have you got any sweets up here?
Nope.
Damn it.
So should we move on to our Eververse store where you can spend said bright dust? And I'll jazz this one up, shall I?
Okay, go for it.
So for silver this week, you can have a DIY Forge Master, which is your exotic emote, for 1,000 silver.
That's your most pizzazzy voice.
I'm getting more pizzazz as I go on.
Oh, goodness me.
The Winning Streak exotic vehicle, which is a sparrow, and that's 800 silver.
Do you not think they could have come up with like their own new words for different things instead of just, coming up with existing words?
Oh, don't worry. They usually do.
You moaned last time that they came
we're-
up with all their different words, and you were
So it's
going.
like,
You can't have it one
I
way
just
or
feel
the
it's getting a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's just. It's
Keep
lacking.
going.
Lacking.
There's some new words coming up.
Good. I like that. Go on then. Keep going. Add some pizzazzing. Come on, make it good. Build up to it. Big
You can-
finish. Come on.
You can buy the Rover shell, which is your exotic ghost shell, for 600 silver.
Yeah.
We also have some ornaments.
Ornaments.
We're not going into that again.
For your Christmas tree.
Oh, I like Christmas. Ornaments.
So we have some class-based ornaments for the Hunter. We have the Sweet Embrace for the Omnioculus. We have the Terminus Emissary for the Titans, and that's Securus of the Falling Stars. And for the Warlocks, you have the Nouvelle Filigree.
Are you making this word up?
Nope. And that's for the Narcotic Grips, and they will all be 600 silver.
See? New words.
Okay.
And then for your Bright Dust, which is the stuff that they give you in game, we've just kind of gone over. So you do the challenges, you get the Bright Dust, and you can then go and buy other stuff at the store without spending real world money, which is what the silver is.
Don't tell me this doesn't cost real world money.
I don't spend any real world money.
Right, it's best you don't lie right now.
I'm not lying.
Because you've got your funny little eyes on, which
No.
means you're lying.
I'm
No,
not
you
lying.
get your XP plus, you get your Bright Dust, and then you spend your Bright Dust at the store. All in game. None of it's real money. Not even money plus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you do not need to buy your concentrated matter gem, glimmer shards, or scavenger spoons, because if you equip the right mod on your ghost, you can earn those in game.
Brilliant. That's really good.
So if you would like the Metropolis Flyer,
I
which
really
is your
wanted
exotic
that.
sparrow, that is 2,500 Bright Dust.
The other sparrow I tried to get eventually died. I shut it in a room. I wanted it to be my pet.
If you would like the Dastardly Stash, which is the one that we talked about last week,
Yeah, I listened to that. I got
Did you?
really into that podcast last week.
which is your legendary emote with 700 Bright Dust.
Only 700. That's a bargain.
It is. If you would like the Eramis projection for your ghost, that will be 1,500 Bright Dust. We have the Jacarina shader for 300 Bright Dust. The Commanding Presence exotic emote for 3,250 Bright Dust. The Hat Wobble for 700 Bright Dust. That's your legendary emote.
Hat wobble.
hmm
Jeez.
The August Corsair, which is your exotic sparrow, for 2,500 Bright Dust. The Tex Mechanicus shell, which is your exotic ghost shell, for 2,850 Bright Dust.
Right. Okay. This is now needs to stop because this is like, do you know what I mean? What is this like your shopping list? Do you know why?
Yes.
Why? Why are you reading this to people? Why? I feel I need to speak up for like anyone who might listen to this and has been put to sleep right now because your voice and this shopping list. What's the purpose? Explain to me the purpose of you saying this to people.
So they know what to go and get.
But they can look themselves, can't they?
But what happens if they're not playing and they're at home or they're away and they're listening? They're like, oh, I really want to kind of get that.
Right,
so
there's this little magical device that nearly like 99% of the population carry in their hands. They're mobile. If they want to look, they would look. They don't. Do they need you reading that to them? I just think maybe you should do some sort of like, opinion poll. Do you want me reading a list out to you, or do you want us just to do some actual valid talking about stuff? And I tell you now, opinion poll says move on.
Well, I am. I'm moving on to the weapon ornament for the last
dear
word,
Lord, this is why it takes so long. This is why it takes so long, isn't it?
which is called the Stagecoach.
Oh, the stagecoach.
And that will be 1,000.
Nice. Now we're moving into cowboy and Indian world, aren't we? Because
Exactly,
they
yeah.
lack their imagination on the Friday.
That would be 1,250 Bright Dust. The Pegasus projection for your ghost, which is 1,500.
No, you're not going to
Bright
stop
Dust.
him. He's going to keep going in his one voice. He's lost the pizzazz. That didn't last very long, does it?
Yeah, no, there's no
Distracted.
pizzazz.
No
There is
pizzazz.
1,500 Bright Dust for your horsey, though. You can get a horsey projection to go with your stagecoach.
See, do you know what I mean? Oh my god. Oh, it's so worrying. There's so many people.
5:58
and the
p.m. The
world
first
playing
gasp of
this.
exasperation.
Oh.
Shush, come on.
Oh. Jeez. Do you know what? If you were a 12-year-old child reading this, I'd be like, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Fair enough. You live with your little mates at school. You're talking about it at playtime. You're grown up, man, and you're sitting here reading your pizzazz and your light dust and your horses. It's just wrong on so many levels. I can't even go into it right now.
I just want to know what part of your brain said, yeah, this will make this go quicker. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how this will work.
I didn't realise he's going to read in his slow monotone voice for 50,000 things.
Yes, you did. You knew what I was. You listened to the show.
Yeah, but I'm thinking you need to,
knew. Yeah, I mean, it's been long enough. You knew exactly what you gotten yourself into.
It's been 3 long years.
Right. So you can't be surprised by any part of this. You live with him. You hear him speak way more than the rest of us.
Can I finish now?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. And then finally, we have.
Oh, thank God for that.
And then finally, we have some ornaments.
Oh,
shut up!
Jeez! Don't nudge me and say shh.
Shut up.
Shushing me don't work. So nudge me and shushing isn't going to work.
We could have been done with this by now if you would have let him finish. We could have been done 15 minutes ago.
So we have some ornaments for your exotic gear. We have the 9 days nights for the Knucklehead radar for the hunters. We have the Photo Draculic.
Oh.
God.
Oh.
Actuators. Photo Drolic.
Photodrolic, I guess, like hydraulic, but photodrolic.
I guess so, yeah.
This is where we need ARF to explain to us how actuators work and what that word means.
And they are for the syntheseps.
For the what?
Syntheseps for the Titans. And then the coaxial bonds for the Ophidian aspects, and they will all be 1,500 Baroque dust. So there you go. I've finished doing the Eververse sword.
Wow, that's 10 minutes of my life I'm never getting back, isn't it?
I mean, if you've been in time travel, you could. So just get on that and you'll be all set.
Yeah.
So we have some lost sectors next week.
Woo!
I've got a list.
Oh.
Yay!
Hello!
Would you like to read the list of the people?
Oh, I'll say the word Monday then. Out of all of that, that's the only relevant bit, really.
Monday, the date. What
Oh,
exotic?
seriously, you've got to stop reading lists of people. It's really patronising.
People don't know these things yet
Why do you know them then?
because I've worked it out.
Oh, no, this isn't another one of your plans. Your plans aren't always right. Do
It
you
is.
want to put that out there in case it's wrong? I
No.
think you need to think carefully about that.
Go on, you tell them what exotic pieces they can get each day next week.
A splotcher.
No, that's the lost sector. That's the name of the lost sector.
Well, that's where they can find it, and I want them to go there and have a surprise.
No, but tell them what day.
14th for the 3rd.
Okay.
22. In the splotcher. You'll get a splotcher, and it's in the throne world, and it's on a Monday. Go there, have a little feel around, and you'll find something.
We might find something.
You might
Depends on
find
whether
something.
you put it on Legend or Master.
Who wouldn't have it on Legend? That's my question to you.
Well, you put it on Master because it makes it more difficult.
No,
and you get
see,
a high
this
chance
is why
at a
you're
drop rate.
wrong.
Okay.
It's why you play things wrong. Always go for the Legend. It's a much better word. Tuesday, the 15th. Go to the best part of a man. Extraction. Throne World. Bob's your uncle. Fanny
What do you
Chuan.
get on that day?
I just said the best part of a man.
The helmet.
Well, it's anything I could think that links to a man.
Right.
Wednesday. Legs. What's the body parts for? What's the body parts for?
Each part of your.
It's where the armor goes.
So basically, you're running around trying to find things to dress up.
Yeah.
It's destiny.
Destiny.
That's why we started with the fashion questions. I mean, some people need their
my
help, dressing
God.
themselves. So that's what we're here to do. Where can I find better pants? Where can I find better arms? Where can I find a better helmet?
I like the fact that you're actually learning stuff about Destiny here. You want to play it yet? You know you do.
I hate you. And then over my dead body while I get on that. So basically, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's a lot of days. Are you supposed to play every day to get that?
Only if you're searching for a specific armor piece. Because look, they
So
rotate
it
from
basically
chest
goes
round.
chest, helmet, legs, armour. There you go. You get something. You get stuff in a labyrinth and in a garden and someone's rest and a bay of
So-
drowning wishes. It's
Yeah.
a bit depressing,
So
isn't
what
it?
do they? get on Wednesday the 16th?
They will get some legs
And where do they go for that?
in the labyrinth, Feely's labyrinth,
Velds,
in the Cosmosdrome.
Cosmodrome,
That's what I said.
Thursday.
Thursday the 17th, you'll get some arms in the Lady Garden 2A in the Cosmosdrome.
Exodus Guard.
That's what I said. Friday on the 18th, you get a chest in somebody's rest stop.
Affilians.
That's what I said. Dreaming City. There you go. That's all they need to know. Let the rest be a surprise for them.
No, come on.
You
Keep
don't want
telling
to
the
ruin
rest of
all
the
the
stuff.
surprises, though, do you? Yeah. I mean, it's like giving them unwrapped Christmas presents at this point. It's just not on.
We'll keep going.
Oh, Jesus, Saturday. 19th, Helmet. Bay of Drowning Wishes. That sounds a bit depressing. In the Dreaming City.
Mm-hmm.
It would help if you put headings in the columns so that, made a bit more sense.
Well, I know what it means.
Oh, it's all about you, isn't it? Sunday, the 20th of the 3rd, you get some legs in the Chamber of Starlight. And then Monday goes back to Arms. There's a surprise. Woo! K1 Revelations. Oh, on the moon. We obviously run out of things we could call it then, didn't we? We just went with what we know. And then Tuesday, back to chest in the Q quarters. Moon.
There you go. That's your lost sectors for next week.
There you go. So everyone knows where to find stuff now. That's really good, isn't it? But they're really happy. Oh, look, more issues they fixed. There's a surprise.
Yeah, but this is where we let Peroty take that. Peroty tells us about the issues. Unless you want to tell us about the issues. It's a long list.
I think you should read it in your really boring voice. Because right now people probably want to go to sleep and they could be laying there listening to this thinking, oh, I'm so glad I don't pay £30 a year for that car to read my story when I can just listen to his voice and it puts me right to sleep in a few minutes. Go for it.
It's a service we provide.
It is.
You've got quite a nice voice, though, to be fair. It's all right.
That's what I've heard. Not as nice as Nitedemon's voice, but it's okay.
It's like a therapist's voice. I feel like I need to lay down on the couch and tell you all about my.
Well, that's what we do here. I mean, this week's therapy is hotfix 4.0.0.3. And this is going to give your game some much needed therapy for the Wellspring, because players weren't getting rewards if they didn't pick up any armor from Finch in the Throne World. And now they are.
That's bad.
How do you feel about bad luck protection? They've added bad luck protection for weapon drops and deep sight mods in the Wellspring. It does not apply to regular everyday life, though, which is too bad.
A little bit of humour there. That's good, isn't it? Jazzed it up a bit there. I like that.
They did. They also fixed an issue in the Wellspring where your completion rewards were making it much less likely for you to get power forward particle drops in the same slot. So you're getting the same thing. You're getting a hat over and over and over again. Well, that will be better. So you won't get the same hat. You'll get different things once you already have something good that you want. Just in case you were really excited about the PsyOps Battleground EDZ's reward chest disappearing at the 10-second mark, well, now they're going to stick around the entire time. And if you were really excited to kill the Lucent Portal Witch because they gets caught in the ground, so you couldn't progress the activity, well, I've got bad news for you too. They fixed that as well, so it will no longer self-off the activity when the wizard spawns unprotected.
Dreadful.
Now, I've got some really bad news if you were really excited about the 2 to 4 seconds waiting until your screen fully loads to actually be able to put mods into sockets in your weapons and armor. Well, they fixed that too. And if you were really enjoying the blue in-game banners to help new players learn the game, well, they've now removed them. If you already know how to play the game, they've taken those away. So more disappointment there.
I like that too. That was my best bit.
Yeah, I mean, the tracking rockets have been adjusted after being found to be too dominant against other Guardians when invading a Gambit. I know you're disappointed about that one.
I am, because I liked a bit dominance.
Even more disappointing, your Grand Overture's missiles were also affected, but tracking against enemy AI remains unchanged, so you can still track the enemies just as well.
Good.
I know you've been tearing through the Crucible with your Ikelos submachine gun.
I have.
That 40% extra damage you were getting, though?
Yep.
That's going away. They fixed that.
Oh, stop it. You're killing me.
Same thing with your Imperial Needle Bow. They took away your 40% extra damage from that as well.
Why do they do it to me? Why do they do it to me?
They do it because they don't like you in particular. Just like they hate Respawn and all hunters, they also hate you in particular. And that's why they've also taken your Warcliff Coil and they restored its original damage after it got a huge or unintentional buff to damage. And the same thing with the Grand Overture. It was generating more than intended ammunition when switching to heavy weapons. So players could get more ammo than intended when the volley was readied, and it would overflow its magazine when combined with the active war rig for Titans.
Oh, thank God they've taken that away.
So they fixed that. However, they did give the Grand Overture more reserved ammunition from 20 to 40, so you can have a max of 60 for that gun now. So it doesn't overflow, but at least it stays within its vessel,
Yeah.
but you just have more ammo to play with.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good.
If you were really excited about reshaping your Enigma, your quest objective, it could be bypassed. Now they fix it so you can't bypass it and get stuck. They've also fixed an issue where the cost of reshaping anything could be overridden.
Ugh.
And they've reduced your end of campaign weapon crafting progress for campaign missions on normal difficulty, so that you weren't spending more money than you had to.
Good. I felt I was overpaying, to be honest.
They have removed the overflowing from your enhanced pulse monitor perk because it was intentionally overflowing weapon magazines with seemingly no limit. So you just had a pile of bullets or rockets or grenades laying behind you and nothing to do with them. There were just too many. We had to put a stop to that.
Good. Oh, that was quite bad, to be fair. That was bad.
It was just like your enhanced 1-2 punch, and now only requires 10 or 12 pellets to hit a target to proc the melee buff. Your base trait and enhanced trait have also been changed their durations to 1.22 seconds. So if you were enjoying it before, it's different now.
Nothing wrong with different. That's okay.
Just like your enhanced ambitious assassin, they changed that to add a reload stat. So now it has one, and it didn't before. They fixed an issue where your tier 3 deep sight chest would only appear once per account, which just seems like not nearly enough chests. We need more chests in life, especially when you use your deep sight.
You do. More than that.
They did fix some other abilities where they standardized the Void Weaken debuff because it was overriding Divinity's custom weakening debuff. So you've been running around with your Divinity, it's now to debuff properly. And here's one that people have. I know Panoramics 18 and some others have had issues where your entire screen goes bright white, or it looks weird and tears in weird places, or your colors are just wrong. They pushed another patch, another fix in here for the Xbox One X, particularly the HDR, causing your black levels to turn white. So if you've been having that problem, which makes parts of the game very difficult to play when your all black room turns all white and you can't see anything, hopefully that'll make it better. And I know, Deacon, you've just been spending too much money on all your Gambit weapon and armor refocusing. It was costing more than expected. Well, they fixed that now. So it's only going to cost you 10,000 Glimmer and 50 legendary shards each.
What about people who've already spent it out? Are they going to give them it back?
No, you'll have to sign your 3 forms in triplicate into the Office of Bungie Acquisitions, and they will process it in the order in which it was received. We'll get Master Rahul right on that.
Fair dues.
They did fix an issue, too, where if you'd already acquired your Ascendant Alloy, it wasn't resetting for Master Rahul. He was just keeping all the rest of them and would not sell you another one. So now, not only is he going to sell you one, he's going to give you a special 2-for-1 one-time offer. So the next time you go to buy one, he will sell you 2 of them for the price of one, because he's been holding out on you these past few weeks.
God, that's disgraceful.
It is. In addition, Rahul has been giving you all sorts of crazy exchange rates. So now he has stacks of items for 5 stacks of 5 for 1 legendary shard, which is matching what Spider used to do back in the good old days before Rahul took his business and kicked his entire planet out of the game. Now this one is particularly for Nitedemon. Nitedemon, I need you to listen to me.
Okay.
They fixed an issue that allow for weapon telemetries to still drop. Bungie says, go ahead and delete those from your inventory. No need to hoard what you can't use anymore. And they said, Nitedemon, this is for you.
Okay.
So if you have weapon telemetries for some reason, delete them. They don't do anything.
But could they do something in the future?
No, absolutely not. They will never do anything. And DMG called me up and told me, he said, tell Nitedemon, these will never do anything. They've actually deleted the code and put the Telesto to guard its deleted remains, so it will never be found.
Okay.
He won't give him anything. He's a hoarder.
Well, that's what I'm telling him. He cannot hoard this anymore. They've taken it away from him.
Good.
And finally, they did push some various crash and stability fixes across all the platforms. And there was a bunch more in the fix, so if you didn't hear, my issue of blah, blah, blah didn't get fixed, go read the patch notes yourself. We'll put a link in the show notes. There are a ton of fixes. Like, this isn't one of those, we fixed 2 or 3 things. It's like, that was maybe less than a quarter of what they fixed. Like, there is a ton of fixes with the new season out. So if you're going, I didn't hear about my whatever issue that I've been having, go find it. It's either there or it's not there. And if it's not there, there's a whole known issues page. So we have linked to the show notes basically since day one. Go there and tell Bungie about it. And then in a future patch, I can read you what they fixed. But first, art.
That's good, isn't it?
That's really good. I'm just sitting quiet because I feel I just need to contain my excitement because I feel I might burst because there's lots of good things coming.
I know. I mean, Master All did all sorts of things. We fixed a bunch of issues. Things are working better than ever before. It's wonderful. It's great times.
Great times ahead.
So shall we move on to this week at Bungie for the 10th of March, 2022?
This week
Yes.
at Wolves and Trees.
So this week at Bungie, they are celebrating the world's first, talking raid stats, and showing off new weapon rotations for Trials and Iron Banner. Did I sound a bit more excited there with Iron Banner?
It was all right. I was
Good.
getting there, to be
Yes.
honest. Getting there.
Guardians have been diving into the Witch Queen and the Season of the Risen and discovering a
Ooh.
wealth of story content and lore to dig into that makes them cry.
I can see why this game makes people cry.
I don't know whether it makes Bungie cry or Guardians.
Yeah. I was gonna say, who's crying in this? Is it Bungie? Is it Guardians? Are we all just crying at this point? I mean, I believe that too. There's a lot going on.
Well, it's just really badly written, isn't it? Because if you don't know, then it's written very well.
No.
Yeah, just saying that. Just putting that out there.
Despite some server issues and a few hiccups in game, the latest step of the ever-evolving story of Destiny has been a wild one. But we are far from done when it comes to making it even better.
Ugh.
From the season quests continuing towards its own conclusion to a new hotfix going live today, full of bug fixes. So that was yesterday, Thursday.
Which we already
There are
told
a
you
lot
about.
of reasons to dive in. Because of that, they want to talk about some of the different weapons coming in Trials for Cyrus and Iron Banner, returning maps making their way downtown to the Crucible, and talking about what issues have been addressed. And we've done that.
Yeah.
But first, art. There's lots of art. Bungie
There
put a whole big link into this art, I guess, magazine.artstation.com with a whole. I actually scrolled through this earlier today. There's a whole bunch of kind of concept art. That's the word. Like concept art. That's like, a lot of things you see in game in Witch Queen now. It's like, here's a lovely painted version of it. So there are a couple things that I grabbed honestly just to use as like desktop wallpapers and backgrounds for things because it's really nice. There's one piece where all three characters are just like hanging out on a boat, and it just looks very peaceful. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff in there. Some really cool weapon renderings. I was super excited at Nitedemon because they had a rendering of the armor set we talked about last week with like the purple accents, like the knight for the hunter and the shield for the titan. And I was like, oh good, they show like the back and the side. I can finally see what the warlock has, and the warlock doesn't have any of the purple highlight on it at all. So I still don't know what the warlock has on that armor set.
Well, it's available in game now, so you can go and check now.
I want to check now, so I'll just have to be
You're being
disappointed.
a bit bossy then.
Well, no, I'm just saying
Oh,
that
it's
if
a
you
bit
wanted to
bossy.
see,
Maybe you don't want to see.
because
just
I
yet.
This
did,
is
I
true.
went and checked out the Titan
Oh,
one.
I bet you did. And when was this? When you were supposed to be doing something else, by any
Probably.
chance? Yeah, great.
You rotate the Titan one around, it's got like a big purple shield on its back.
So what does the warlock have?
I don't know, I haven't been there yet.
Why? What? I say
Well,
you've
then you
seen
can't
it's
tell
got
me
a
it's there.
purple
If you
shield.
didn't do it.
What's the point of that?
Because the Titan has the shields.
But you could just now they know they don't need to go and look, do they?
No, but he's asking about the warlocks.
Yeah.
You know, the warlock that you play.
Well, I would tell you, but I don't want to ruin the surprise because you need to go and do these things for yourself.
Oh, so you haven't been and looked yet then?
I have been alert. I just said I don't want to tell him because I don't want to ruin the surprise, do I?
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I invite you, all good warlocks of the world, to go. We won't ruin the surprise. Go see what your lovely purple
Yeah.
accent is because it's
Because
available to you.
he's just blurted it out and ruined it for everyone else. So I'm keeping mine a surprise. So people go look for themselves. They got a nice little surprise over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not a surprise. Is who won the world's first, which we've already talked about and already dug into the deep and quixotic backstory of our raiders with Deacon, who's given us a unique insight perspective on them. But what we didn't know is how many people had played the raid, which I'm always sort of like we talked about last week in terms of world's first. We are not world's first raiders, the three of us here, but apparently lots of other people were. 546,616 people entered the raid, in the
Wow.
first 48 hours. In those first 2 days, over 500,000 people, stepped foot into the raid. 270,000 of them got through the first encounter. 131,000 got through the second encounter, and 80,000 got through the third encounter. And the unique number of players that cleared the full raid were 32,621. So of the 546,000 that entered the raid, we lost 500,000 of those folks because 32,000 actually got through the whole thing. And there were a billion enemies defeated. The Guardians themselves died 70 million times. That's a lot of ghosts reviving. And for some reason, they feel the need to tell us there were 4,223,843 hours spent in the raid by the humans in the first 48 hours.
Oh my goodness!
And I didn't spend one.
That's because you were at work.
Yeah, I
too
am none of those minutes anywhere.
Let's not kid that if you weren't at work, you would be sneaking away for your little addiction.
So our winning clan were the same clan that won the Vault of Glass. And Deacon, you were here last time telling us about your...
Told you I can't talk about it.
Your banjo clan that you have got with Clan Elysium, which is Salter Greppo, Slap, Cruz, Moople, Quaz, and Cruz. Cryos. Is it Cryos?
I can't tell that.
Cross? Is it Slap, Cross, Moople, Quaz, and Cruz?
Yeah.
And the last time we spoke to you, Moople was having a few disagreements with you, and he was playing up in the banjo chat.
Let's just say it. He was undermining me and trying to take over by spreading nasty rumours about me.
Okay, so have things now improved with you and Moople?
Well, you can see he's trying to make it up to me.
Well, I can see he's back in Clan Elysium.
He played well.
Did he?
But it takes more than one little bit of a game to get back in.
Were you there supporting the team at the time?
I was sending text messages and I was live in their ears because I had to direct them.
Okay, because last time you were just going to watch, so this time you're actually helping them along the way.
I was helping them. I was going to play, but let's be honest, it's not fair if I play, is it? What chance does it give everyone else? So I thought, I'll be in their ear.
Saying that, do you think that that's fair, though, that you were, one, in their ear helping them, and two, it was the same group that won last time?
It's not my fault that they're good with my direction, is it? I mean, what do you expect? I just feel like because you're rubbish, you're just having a go at my clan now. So
nobody's having a go at your clan.
I think you are. No. I think you're starting dissing them.
We couldn't get hold of them to talk to, so we
I'm not surprised because this sort of attitude puts them off because, they've worked hard and Moople is trying to get back in. He's trying to get back in the clan. I've put his name down because I wanted, to save face for him.
Well, no, they say that he is in the clan.
Well, we're trying to save face for him, aren't we? We said, okay, we'll let you back in, but you're not fully in. He's like 1 foot in the door.
And still 1 foot out.
Yep. And he could have that door slammed any minute if he starts playing up again. I just want to make that clear.
And last time you did actually ask an interesting question because we were discussing...
Can't remember. I was drunk for most of it.
No, you weren't.
Could have been.
It was early in the morning.
To be honest.
You asked a good question last time.
Did I?
Regarding their world's first.
Oh, that's a good question. Why so many hours spent on this?
No, you asked.
Oh, okay.
Is it something that it's a gold belt that they do get? It's a gold belt that they do get. But it was.
I know what they get. You don't need to tell me what they get. There. Okay. Fine.
But you were asking if it was a Guinness Book of Records.
I don't think I did ask that. I don't recall that. I think you made that up.
No, you said, does it get put in the Guinness Book of World Records? And I hesitantly said yes.
Right.
But I was wrong.
No, I know.
So I just want to
because that's okay. I accept your apology. I know you were wrong because I had an in-depth chat with the Guinness World Records, and do you know what I said to them? What? I'm not being funny. I said, look, this is a serious achievement. I don't want to go in a book with people who sucked coke out the longest straw in the world and all that sort of rubbish world records that are in there. This is serious stuff. So we said, no, we're sorry. We don't want to go in. Because, man who stuffed the most crackers in his mouth. Is that really important in the world? I don't know. I don't feel it's on the same league.
I did have a look into the Guinness Book of World Records to see what Destiny records that are actually there. They do say there's 20, and they have the rarest weapon in Destiny, the first team to beat a raid in Destiny 2. They have the most unwanted reward in Destiny 2.
Most unwanted game.
No, but
the most pledges received for a faction rally in Destiny 2.
Saying something to you.
Sorry.
Yeah, see, those are all Destiny 2 related, though. What they also have is the largest projected video game display that Xbox and Destiny 2 got together to project the game inspired by Europa on a 180 by 100 wide, 180 feet by 105 feet wide screen on the side of a mountain in Colorado. So that's one that's not entirely Destiny 2 related, but it's they put it on a gigantic screen and projected it, and so see, it's not just Destiny related things. I mean, just not just like things in the game itself, but outside the game of it's the biggest projected video game, period. So I mean, that gauntlet's been thrown. We need bigger screens.
Yeah, that we need a bigger screen.
No, that sounds like you trying to get another telly.
We do need another
No,
telly.
we don't need another telly. We really don't.
Oh, 2 or 3 at least.
Ugh. Don't encourage him.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't have a mountainside to project this onto, so it's okay.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
No.
But, Moople did well.
Did he?
I'm not taking that away from him.
What about Salt?
Salt, to be honest, did we even notice he was there? Don't think we did, to be honest. He didn't do a lot. Cruz, not too bad, but, I think Slap and Kairos really carried the team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
were you surprised that it went on for so long? Seeing as that they...
That's what she said. Sorry, what was the question?
Seeing as it got extended, the contest mode got extended for another day.
I wasn't surprised. I knew that was coming.
Because
that's what she said.
Your guys spent quite a lot of time, didn't they?
Now see, this is the thing.
Being kicked out.
I don't want to put this out there, but they get fed up with being called my guys.
Okay.
I don't want to give any big spoilers, but let's just say maybe you should be a bit more guys and girls. Just
okay,
putting
guys
that out
and
there.
girls.
Thank you.
Your team.
Yep, my team. Good with that one.
Had a lot of problems to start off with, like a lot of other teams, that they were kicked out of the game quite a lot. So they had quite.
Bring that up. See, this is why they don't come on. They don't need to listen to this trash talk from you.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that like other teams, they had quite a hard time trying to get started in the game. It just kept glitching out and kicking people out of the game. Did they find that really frustrating?
They did. There was a lot of bad language.
So, what words of encouragement were you giving them to make sure that they still stayed on task for their world's first?
I can't really, share that because that is a few clan secrets. There's a few. When we went to motivation camp last summer,
right,
we did a lot of team bonding. We learnt some code words. Salt insisted on safe words. I don't know where that's come from, but let's not go into that. So we agreed on some motivation words. But if I say them on air, that would be giving away a secret.
Oh, okay.
Because they're quite, private to our clan.
And how proud do you think they feel about still beating Datto? Because Datto desperately, he's come second so many times now, Datto and his team.
I feel sorry for him.
Well, I think we all do at this point.
Because,
but do you not think that your team could have just given him this once?
No.
Is it not that kind of...
Let's just say he's done a lot of trash talking about our team.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, do you know what? Fine, we're going to thrash you. Because you did all this, giving it all that.
He thinks he's all this,
giving it all that, and so that's it now. We're going to give you a chance. We're not now. We thought about it because we're quite compassionate. Apart from Slap's quite violent, to be fair. Hence the name.
Was that why they got to the end of the raid and beat Data by 3 whole minutes? They said we could have dilly dallied 3 or 4 minutes and given him the win, but we said no. 3 minutes. You're close, but you're not quite close enough. They made that decision to say nope. We're going to finish this out and get our win by 3 whole minutes.
That was a group decision. Yeah, we thought let's really show because he's giving it all the mouth. He's putting lots of hate out there to us, and we just thought we were not going to retaliate. We're not going to go into name calling like him and all those images on the internet. We're not going that low. We're just going to thrash him by 3 whole minutes. That's it. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and job's done. He's now slinked off again into the darkness. We're there.
Well, no, he's still putting out content on YouTube.
I bet he is putting out content. I bet it's about us.
No, he's just about other thoughts that he has.
Oh, I bet they are, yeah. Well, let's not give that any publicity.
So, for the next raid...
Oh, you got more questions.
For the next raid, are we going to see you actually participate with the team?
Look, I'm not going to say when I play and when I don't. Because I don't need my name up there. I don't need the fame.
You don't need the glory.
I do not need the fame and glory. I'm quite happy just helping out when I can. Sometimes we share controllers. I don't like sharing particularly Cruz because he tends to eat and play. It gets a little bit sticky and horrible. Well, I think it's that. I'm not sure. So, I don't need my name there saying that I'm playing. I know I'm the glue. That's good enough for me.
Oh, okay.
And the thank you cards they send me afterwards is quite nice. And the little gift basket. Cruz is quite sweet. Nice little gift basket. Got more questions, have we? Come on. You've got the thing going that looks like you want more questions. That off moving.
I don't think any more questions, but now the contest mode is over. Do you think you'll take a crack at the raid with your group or with your other clan, or no? Is the glory? Are you able to live that glory through them and their worlds first?
I let it sit with them. They need it, don't they? They do. If you knew them in real life, they need it. They need it right now. Gives them a little bit of uplift in their life. I don't want to take that away from them. I think I encourage them to go out there, try every raid they can. I'm good like that. Very encouraging.
So
get through quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same raid now with 3 of them, or with communication, or with one hand tied behind their back.
Oh, let's not go too mad. Steady on. I don't want to overwork them. Takes a lot out of them. I think, just have a little bit of a rest time. I said have a little bit of a rest time. Then we'll come back later.
No, I vaguely remember talking to you.
Oh, God.
Or them giving talking in their interview on the Bungie. This week of Bungie last time when they won the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
They said for the prep they went back and did Destiny 1 Vault of Glass, and they were 2-manning it. I think it was Salt and Cruz.
Yeah.
So what kind of preparation did they do for this raid? Because this was completely different to all the other raids that have come.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
They did a lot of Mario Kart.
Okay.
They find it calming, relaxing.
Mario
reflexes.
Kart.
No, Mario. This is our own version that we call it. It's an in-joke. You wouldn't get it because you're not in the clan. Sorry about that. But, they love it. They sit there, play for a little while. They think it really helps the gameplay. I said, if you want to do that, you do that prep. That's up to them. They said, we don't want to go back and play more Destiny. We're quite sick of it, actually. We're going to go and play some different things. I said, go for it.
In this raid, there's quite a lot of symbols and puzzles to work out as they go through.
Symbols, puzzles, Tomb Raider, that helped them.
Okay.
Yeah, got them thinking, didn't it? Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. They did very well. They were thinking through the puzzles. Slap likes to do a few crosswords. It's recommended, helps keep him calm till he can't solve one, and then all hell breaks loose. But that's a whole different story. So a few little mental mind puzzles. They love that. Little they go for little walks and stuff. That helps too. Clears the head for thinking before the raid. So that's good.
So you said that they've kind of stepped away from Destiny at this point in time to take a bit of a rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Are they going to be coming back for the next big raid? Is it going to be something on their bucket list to go, right, we're going to do 3 in a row and we're going to go for all 3 wins?
Can't disclose that. We like to keep ourselves in our clan. So we might appear, we might not.
But you decided to come on here and talk for them.
Well, because, they don't like talking, and I thought, we need to celebrate a little bit because they've done really well. And I thought on their behalf I'll come, and especially Moople, he wanted to interview, and I said, Moople, again, taking over a little bit, mate, step back. So I had to come on here because otherwise you say, I'm coming, let me on. I said, no, you're not. He's trying to take over a bit again, to be honest. It's, it's not good. But they did well.
We'll pass on our congratulations to the team.
Oh, I can't. So, we have trouble with, getting a bit big-headed sometimes. And there's a few people we won't name, Cruz, that gets a little bit big-headed. So, we say, you've done all right. You've done okay. It's all right.
Meets expectations.
Yeah, I don't, you don't want them getting all flash. I don't want to build them up too much.
Okay.
But generally, good game. I told them. They did a lot of good prep work on that. I was very proud.
Fair enough.
So, Moople, he's he might come back in the clan. I'll let him know soon. I like to keep him waiting a little bit.
Keep him anxious, keep him hungry.
Yeah, you have to with him. He's very young. He's only 9, he's very
I
keen.
thought you were 70.
Oh, yeah, that's 174. 9.
You're mixing your stories.
9 as the other one.
Mm-hmm. Well, should we move on to Deacon's trials expertise?
Yeah. Would you like to tell us all about trials?
Yeah, they're really good fun. Yeah, move on. Great. They were a good excuse to add in some new incentives.
Go on then, tell us about it.
Well, the good activities like Iron Banner and trials and new weapons, and there was something shiny in there, and a scout rifle, and Dad proud. Why does that say that? Yeah, that was it really. What?
Shacks.
Titan Dad. Shacks. What's a shacks? What's a shacks?
One of the characters.
Yeah.
That sounds like 2 dirty words mixed up. That does, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
It does in my head.
Sounds like a man who never takes his helmet off.
Yeah. Alongside your returning favourite auto rifle. Don't like rifles.
Now, Peroty, have you got your auto rifle yet?
I have not. I've been very disciplined in this game, and I said I'm finish this campaign on Legendary first before I go do anything else. And I finally last night sat down, did that final mission again, and got through it. So now that I feel like I finished the campaign and done that part, now I feel like I can go. I know I've been able to play the rest of the game more or less since it came out, but now I feel like I can, like in my own brain, play the rest of the game. So nope, I still have my engrams sitting on my warlock, keeping them safe and sound. And then I'm going to go turn them in to get all my beautiful summoner auto rifles.
So we've got Trials of Osiris returning today, which is Friday the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 6 weapons in the upcoming Trials pool. Is it what's that word?
Alacrity.
Alacrity. And one quiet moment.
Oh, they're the traits.
Traits.
Yeah.
Not weapons, traits.
Yeah. So you can take your one quiet moment away from all of the, all the murder, and just, enjoy a moment of peace.
That's good. Just being thoughtful.
So the scout rifle that we can get, which is new, which is a 260 RPM, a rapid fire frame, and I believe it's called, is it Ashes?
Isha.
Isha's Embrace.
That's how I'd say it.
Embrace it. Until I'm told otherwise.
Yep.
And our Summoner Auto Rifle, which is a returning 600 RPM adaptive frame.
So if there was like a new weapon coming out, whole new weapon, right? And
like a glaive.
Oh, stop talking these dirty words. If there's a new weapon coming out, right, and they're like, you've got to name the weapon, what would you name it? It's got to be something original.
Well,
something original yourself.
Well, no, the Trials weapons.
Oh, here we go.
Are named after like Egyptian.
Right,
they're Egyptian themed.
Do you understand the point of a game?
Yes.
Right. I don't need any Destiny backlog. Just what would you name it? They're like.
It depends on what it is.
Oh dear God!
Tim.
You can't play games.
I can. What kind of weapon is it? Is it an auto rifle? Is it a hand cannon?
Right, it
shotgun?
doesn't matter.
It does.
Right.
Its name is Tim. That's all you need to know. Just name it Tim.
No, that's not scary, is it? Back off! I'm going to pull out my Tim. That sounds like you've got a raincoat on.
Doesn't need to sound scary. It just needs to be scary.
But it's not very imaginative, is it? It's like that we need a multi-million-dollar campaign advertising this massive new shotgun. We need it catchy.
Well, there you go, shotgun.
We need
so now it's a shotgun. Well, there you go.
I'd call it the silence.
God, you two are fun, aren't you?
Call it the silence.
The silence, or the silencer.
No, the silence.
The silence. That's quite good.
Yeah,
it's all right.
There you go. It was a good one off the top of my head there.
Well, we've got Tim and the silence. You two ain't really got a lot of imagination, have you, between you?
We're not Bungie devs.
I'm not saying you are. It's just a game. Like, what would you call it?
Well, I've just told you.
That's not bad. Are you got anything else apart from Tim, or are we sticking with Tim?
No, I'm sticking with Tim. This is my shotgun, Tim.
Right. I see why you play Destiny.
So we have a new hand cannon in the Iron Banner called the Frontier's Cry, which is 100 RPM.
That's quite good. That's quite
precision
good.
frame. And we have a sword, which is the Razor's Edge. Is that good?
That's quite good. That's quite good. That's quite scary sounding, isn't it? I quite like that.
Yeah.
Razor's Edge doesn't seem lazy for a sword. Come on now. The Razor's Edge sword. Come on. They can do
Oh.
better.
Hang on, Razor's Edge, Tim. Razor's Edge, Tim.
I'm not saying my name is better. I'm
Tim
just
Nice
saying their
but
name
Dim.
isn't better than mine.
What about calling it Tim Nice but Dim?
What, the sword?
No, the shotgun he was.
The shotgun, oh.
Yeah. And they've one more thing, which is both Eternity and Vostok maps have returned.
Love a bit of Vostok.
I did miss Vostok.
Yeah, me too.
Now you get to revisit it. Get to enjoy it in all of its
Good.
glory.
I like that.
And they have a new map coming up on the horizon, but they're not quite ready to talk
yes.
about it yet. So
No.
patience, young grasshopper.
Don't worry, I could wait.
Good.
Nitedemon,
Yes.
never skip leg day.
Yeah,
Don't do
come
it.
on, man.
If you're tempted to skip leg day, just don't do it.
Talk about light day.
Leg day.
Oh, look, it says young grasshopper. What, you were putting that in there yourself? Just read.
I am.
It's ruined it for me now.
Well, that's what I do. I read the stuff. I tell the people the stuff. I read the stuff.
Yeah.
That's
And
what we're
ruin
here
things. That's what he does. He ruins everything.
Yeah. I know.
And now I'm going to ruin the hotfix that we already talked about. But
A lot of
really,
fixes going on.
we told you what was going to be fixed in the hotfix. That, all the things we told you, your weapon telemetries, still delete them. Bungie feels it's important to tell you that your glaive mods were unable to be obtained. You can obtain them now. That's the only thing
Yes,
that they thought was more important that I didn't think was important. But now we know.
Mm-hmm.
But could you tell us about the daylight saving time?
I don't want to because I hate daylight savings time, but apparently on March 13th in the United States, Destiny 2's daily and weekly reset time will update to 10 a.m. Pacific time. And for more information, they have a whole page on this because daylight savings time is stupid and confusing. And while it does mean I am now 1 hour closer to Nitedemon, it only lasts for a few weeks before we're back to our normal 5 hours apart. So I feel closer to you briefly, and then we're ripped apart again. Because then you change your daylight save, or you already have changed times. I can never keep it straight.
We're not yet.
But
We changed at the end of March. So is it going an hour forward?
Yes, spring forward, fall back. So yes, we're going an hour forward. So yeah, basically what this means is, you have 2 times in your brain for when Destiny reset is. It's been one of those times. Now it'll be the other time. Starting this weekend. Basically, by the time you hear this, it's probably already happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've been sitting, if you're one of these players who are, Guardian 02963 or Deacon 9522, Bungie now has an available one-time name change available to you to change your Bungie name. Now, they do say you can only do this once. Not maybe once forever and ever, but for now, only once. So you have to go to Bungie.net, go to your profile, go to identity settings, and change your Bungie name and hit save. So be careful with what you choose because you're going to be stuck with that thing. And they remind you your new name still subject to their code of conduct. They still will subject it to moderation. They still will probably reset you back to Guardian 1234 if you do something else they don't care for. So just be mindful of, what you change it to. But if you've been waiting for that name change to come up, now's your chance. If you did complete the vow of the disciple raid, they'll get you your cleaver emblem at a later date. Stay tuned to Twabs, they'll tell you. Ditto for the jacket. Your last day to do that is before the daily reset on the 15th of March, which is after daylight savings time. So your time has changed. So be aware of when March 31st at 11:59 p.m. actually is to purchase the reward. But then by the daily reset time on March 15th, 2022, which again referred to the Bungie ritual reset time, if you need to figure out what time is that in my time zone. So if you're trying to get that done, do it quickly.
I've got 4 days.
I don't care.
You'll have to work with Demon to get,
Consult and
have to work with Deacon to
set me up.
get on their team and see if they can get you through it quick.
No.
And I'm gonna consult with the known issues because we wouldn't fix things if we wouldn't break things too. Nitedemon, your Lorelei Splendor exotic Titan helm, it consumes ability energy on death, so you die and your ability energy dies with it. Your explosive personality grenade launcher has an incorrect rate of fire listed. It shoots the correct rate, but it doesn't say it on the tin. if you have your dreaming tokens for the Wish Ender quest, they can't be dismantled from player inventories.
No, they
Ever.
cannot.
They're going to be with you until the end of time itself. If you create a new character, you may not receive all of your subclass quests from Ikora on that character if your existing character already completed them, so you just don't get those. Sorry, sucks to be you. Players may see -1 unlock availability for armor mod artifacts. This can be resolved by resetting the artifact. So if your artifact is broken, reset it and reapply your mods. Your Star Jasmine exotic ship and Hunter Resident Fury Hunter strides now have the same lore tab because boots and ships are the same thing. And your Vow the Disciple carries are not properly recorded on the stat tracker. So, sorry, you can carry away, but no one's going to know except for you in your heart. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's what's broken. Again, known issues list. We link it. Bungie links it. If you say, hey, I have a problem that's not here, go see if they're aware of it. And now we have Deacon's in-depth movie review section, where she reviews all the movies of the week. No? Okay.
No.
What movies?
So we do have a movie of the week that's Destiny is Beautiful, which is different cinematic scenery around the throne world. It clocks in at 3 minutes and 5 seconds, so I'm gonna say it's Deacon approved.
Yeah, that's fine. 3 minutes.
We do have Rolk doing a particular dance that It's Bowl created this, saying it's kind of messy and rushed, but here you go. I would like Deacon's take on Rolk's dancing moves here.
I'd say you could have spent your time doing something better than that. In a good way. I mean, like, is that really essential? Making an little avatar thing dance. I mean, is that really worthwhile? I'm just putting it out there.
Well, he got a movie of the week emblem for it.
Yeah, but again, is that really worth it? Is that really worth it? I mean, in the scheme of things, could he have done more of his time? A bit more productive.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely, he's saying it is. He says it's kind of messy and rushed, but here you go. To get it in, it could be better. It could be greater.
It's good. No, it's good. I'm not dissing that part. I'm just saying, get out there, enjoy your life, do something else. If you've got a bit of spare time, help a charity, work in a charity shop, do something productive, go for a nice walk in a park, do something to help animals, old people crossing roads and stuff like that. How long did that take someone to put that together? A bit rushed. When Nitedemon says he's a bit rushed doing something Destiny, it's usually 12 hours. That's what I'm saying. So if he's saying that's a bit rushed, that's probably a couple of days' work. Is that good use of your time? Just saying that. Because when you say I'm rushing something on Destiny, it's usually, a good day or so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, it's good. It's good. It's just, I don't know if it's worth a lot of time doing stuff like that. Because
it was worth him getting an emblem.
Yeah, but where's that emblem go? What's the point of that?
It goes on your character.
Gets to show it off to all the 500,000 other people in game.
But are they giving out every week?
Yeah, but you have to do something nice for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you have to win. You have to be a movie or art, just like this art of the week. That's very cozy. This Monstera's. This is the post-exorcism art that I started after Witch Queen dropped. It looks like a very warm, cozy place. Doesn't seem like a happy scene happening at all here.
No, what's the fat man doing in a chair?
He's looking over his boyfriend.
Well, what? What's going on here? What do you mean he's looking over his boyfriend?
His boyfriend is in a coma, and he's looking after him.
This is sometimes I swear I'm either drunk or drugged when I listen to you talk about Destiny stuff. Right, so someone's right. I can't.
I say boyfriend, but they're like partners.
The Titan loves the Warlock, and the Warlock's in a coma.
No, but you could be like business partners.
No, partners is in lovers, partners.
Right, okay, that's fine. But what I'm not getting right is when they say they've done some art.
Yeah.
How have they done that?
Drawn it.
They've drawn that.
Yeah.
Painted something.
It in. I don't think someone sat and drawn all of that by hand and
coloured
it in.
Oh no, they totally did. And if my wife weren't working, I could probably ask her what they used to do this, and she would probably tell me color pencil and something or something. It looks like pencil or something like that.
I told you it's been coloured.
Yeah, what's it been coloured with, Nitedemon, with sitting here with the fine art degree? Come on, what's it been coloured with then? Come on, put that degree to some use. Come on,
pencils.
Oh my god!
And then below that, we do have Kimber Prime's emblem. Since she got the day one emblem, wanted to create a glass suncatcher version out of that. So there's the glass suncatcher of the emblem you have in game. So see, not just an in-game thing, but like now a physical manifestation of Destiny in her house.
Quite cool.
No,
So they made that.
this is turning into Blue Peter, isn't it? It's like, oh, look what I've done in the crafts. I'm not happy with this.
And then it wouldn't be another week in Destiny if we didn't have another emblem for you, because they've put out, again, with everything going on in the Ukraine. That was a part of their game to give charity streams they did earlier last week. Bungie has also made available I'm not even going to pretend like I can read Cyrillic. No,
some words.
I am. Yeah, see, but those are English words. This is Cyrillic. This is Ukrainian, which means sunflower, because I did put it into Google Translate and it told me it meant sunflower.
Yes, I think that's what everyone's been calling it.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I put it into Google Translate and it says this, this word is sunflower.
Nice.
So, and since Google won't speak Ukrainian to me, I'm not even going to make an attempt to try it. But it is nice, sunflower, like the blue and yellow for Ukrainian flag,
Nice.
and it has sunflowers on it. And since we don't have Respawn here to tell you what the emblem is, I'll say go to the TWAB and get it. But
I'll tell you what it is.
But 19 will tell you what
What
it
is
is.
it?
It's Juliet Victor Golf, Victor, November, Tango, Golf, Golf, Golf.
Oh, I love it when you do that dirty talk to me.
And just like Hippie should go, we should also go.
There you go. We've done TWABs.
Good. That's good, isn't it?
We did.
I'm not sure about all these people making loads of stuff though about it. I feel that's taking it to another level. I think it's good. I mean, it's nice. They obviously got some pleasure out of it, but I don't know. How many hours are they then putting into playing? Then they come off of playing and they're putting more hours into Destiny themed stuff.
It's a bit like this podcast.
Well, I'm not sitting painting stuff, am I?
No, but we're making stuff now.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, that'd be in the mental institute later.
Yeah. So what we're not going to talk about this week is the fact that after the raid, as Bungie told us and as we suspected, after the raid was finished, someone beat it. We had new fragments unlocked with Ikora, where you can now go and pick those up with the rest of your fancy new fragments for your Void 3.0 rework. And so your Echo of Invincibility is your grenade final blows grants of alter rounds to void weapons. Your Echo of Harvest gives you precision final blows on weakened targets to create orbs of power. Your Echo of Starvation is picking up orbs of power grants Devour, so every character in the game now has access to the Devour perk, not just Warlocks. And there's this one here that I'm not going to dwell on today, because there's a man screaming at the heavens in an airplane over the United States right now, because there is an Echo of Obscurity where your finisher final blows grant invisibility. So yes, friends, as a Titan or a Warlock, you too can become invisible without the aid of a Hunter. Even if you do have to do a finisher to get there, it's still possible.
Hang on a minute, Peroty. Are you saying somebody's lost a bet?
I could be saying that. I mean, again, I don't want to speak ill of the man. His air flights got all screwed up, and for some reason, the southern United States couldn't figure out air travel on a normal day. But here we are. So again, don't want to pick on him, but I'm going to say yes.
Don't you pick on him?
He did lose the bet.
He's your friend, yeah.
Deacon will say no for him. That's right. So we have our stand and respawn as Deacon this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you go picking on him.
No, I would never.
I won't have that done.
I only pick on him while he's here to defend himself.
Because he's a good man.
Who lost the bet?
Who lost the bet? No, he didn't. He didn't lose the bet.
No, he very much lost the bet. There's many gray areas in some things, but this is a flat out. He said there would be no way that a Titan or Warlock would be able to go invisible without the aid of a Hunter. And Bungie has said, here is that way. Perform a finisher final blow, and we will give it to you with this fragment on your character.
He's got a very good argument to support what he said, and he's going to bring that to you next week.
He does. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still, is the Hunter invisibility far better? Absolutely, without question. Is a Hunter be able to spec it and use that invisibility 1,000 times better? Absolutely, and without question. Which is what we said. Right. Just like, as a Titan or Hunter, you can absolutely have the Devour perk, but you have to first find an orb of power and then pick up the orb of power. And those things, my friends, are not like, the breadcrumbs we used to be able to just see laying all over the ground. You have to hunt for one of those. So yes, it's possible, but it's not a thing you're going to be able to spec into and take full advantage of. Is it possible? Yes. Is it what you're going to do as a main gameplay mechanic? No.
And if you're confused about what this bet it was and the conversation, it was from episode 160.
Oh God, there's over.
And I will drop it in here at this point so you can hear it. Everyone should be able to access everything, but with certain specialities in Void 3.0. So basically, Titans can go invisible. How cool is that? Titans, Warlocks, Hunters. Although Hunters will specialize in certain things like the invisibility.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really enjoyed about reading this breakdown, because they talk about these sort of 6 buffs and debuffs: suppress, weaken, volatile, invisibility, overshield, and devour. You can have those abilities no matter what you're playing, no matter what character you are. You'll be able to spec into some level. Not just Titans can strap detonators to people's chests now. Not just Hunters can go invisible. Not just Warlocks can devour.
Actually, Hunters can still only be the ones that go invisible. Later on, they specify that the 3 classes are still separated into the 3 classes. The only way that you can go invis is if a Hunter makes you invis. You can't go invis on your own.
No.
Yeah.
Respawn. No.
Yeah.
No. They flat out said these are elements of the Void 3.0 subclasses.
Show me where it says you can go invis without a Hunter. Show me. You can't.
That's what Bungie have said, is that they want everybody to have access to all the abilities in Void 2.0.
And I'm telling you, that's true to a point. To a point.
So at some point, they are going to let the Titans be invisible without the Hunters.
With the Rat King or something similar.
Without the Hunters. It's part of the Void build. So whether it's an aspect or fragment, or whether it's an exotic that ties into having to use Void.
Way, because could you imagine a Hunter running around with overshields and or devour?
Yeah.
You guys would immediately say it's broken.
No, why would it matter?
Because you get a limited, if a Hunter got it, it would be a limited port, like a limited amount of whatever that ability is. But because it ties into Void, you're kind of having to build into that.
I will make a bet with you right now that you cannot go invis as a Titan or a Warlock without Hunter assistance. I will bet you your Titans, you delete them and you only play Hunters for next season, that you cannot go invis without a Hunter. You yourself have to be able to do it, out the box.
As a Titan,
just using your Void fragments and aspects. If you can go invis without a Hunter, then I will remain a Titan all season.
And then we will revisit this next week with the Hunter
Master
Ranger himself.
Yeah, you revisit this because he's got a good argument about this. So you listen next week and you will be sorry that you've been taking a Mickey saying he's lost a bet, because he's got a very good argument this time next week, or possibly Saturday. So, you think about that. You'll be sorry.
No, I think he'll be sorry.
No, he's going to come back fighting. You wait.
Oh, we know he's going to come back fighting.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question there. This is also where I make the call. Someone tell Respawn, like, the Deacon A was on the show this week, B stood up for him, and C said he'd come back fighting with reasoning next week. So someone pass that along to him, and yeah, it'll all be good.
And right about now,
what
is where I could drop in some not half-assed lore, because I sat down with
not
the legend himself.
What lore?
His name, his name is Not Half.
Right. So
From
what is
the
he
Harry Enfield sketch. Not
No.
Half.
No,
remember that
don't
with the
remember
record DJs? No.
I think you've made that up. I don't remember them ever saying that as a catchphrase. Don't cite me. I'm just telling you as it is. I think that's just like lazy.
So it's not half-assed lore.
Right. Not
This is-
half-assed. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
that's what it's meant to sound like. It's not half-assed.
Yeah. So if you ever wanted to hear not one but 2 separate British voices reading your lore, now sounds like your opportunity. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
So this is the Inquisition of the Damned. This is the book that we're reading, isn't it, at the moment?
Yes.
And chapter 10, Faith in Bone. All have gathered. The pit is set for another slaughter. Zolmak the Unwavering has stood now for a third time. Soon there will be none left to challenge him. Soon even the mighty who remain will defer to his sword, his power. The congregation in their towers look down with great anticipation, their whispers even more confident regarding the long-awaited end to the swarm's search. A leader will rise. A new prince will be shaped into a king. Among the plotting throng, Hashladun and her sisters remain silent. They'd hoped for one to prove their worth and stake their claim, but the long, violent road to Zolmak's rise has seeded doubt. The daughters hold little confidence in the pit's ability to provide a victor truly born of the sword logic. Zolmak has been impressive, but a king? Surely not. For whom he has faced? What competition has the swarm mustered? The aftermath of their father's murder and their grandfather's war has left them bereft of warriors of caliber befitting royalty. The light has seen it so. The hated guardians came and inflicted their will upon the hive, on the moon, and across the system. Now all that remain are scraps of the broken legacy. To Hashladun's mind, the pit has proven a failure, regardless of Zolmak's triumph. Further, the daughters hold a secret belief that their forebearers have yet failed the logic's call. Crota and Oryx were both defeated, yes, but not for the first time, and the daughters still have faith that the King of Bone, the Taker of Will, the one true King of Shapes, would never fall as far as to be lost in eternity. If nothing else, the terror of their deeds, the memories of their conquests live on, like nightmares that may be awkward for the weak to truly know fear. In that faith, the daughters have made plans of their own, schemes to rekindle the greatness of their lineage, strategies born beyond the pit. Thus, deep beneath the Hellmouth, the heirs probe strange new possibilities from ancient discovery. Possibilities that will forego the pit to carve new paths and new understandings through which the logic may yet provide their grandfather's authority. However, those who would see their family unseated, those among whom they now stand, would mark their research as an affront. The logic is the logic, they would say. It is known, and it is good. But they lack imagination. The logic is not simply brute force. It is cunning and guile. It is survival. It is a victory born of all that makes a king mighty. In the pit, Zolmak unleashes a battle cry. He is ready to be done with it all. He is ready to claim his crown. Hashladun considers him with disgust. He will never be king, only ever a tool, blunt and brutal. Should he be anointed as a champion of the pit? Should he be crowned? The daughter's plot will be threatened before they even truly begin.
So it's schemes within schemes. And from this, we can tell that Hashladun and her lackeys, or her siblings, have got another scheme, and they also believe the sword logic has failed or is flawed. Because Zolmak hasn't proved himself in the way Crota did and the way Oryx did, they don't see him as king, and they don't want him as king. As they say in the text here, he will just be a brutal tool.
Yeah.
Basically he's a sword, but he can't be king, and they'll make by the sound of it, they're making it so he never will be king. He may be champion, but he'll never be king. Otherwise, it will threaten their plot.
So, when we fight him down in the pit, is this before or after these lore entries?
I believe we actually got these lore entries from the dungeon itself.
Right. But sometimes I'm a bit confused of when the lore entries actually happen, and I think maybe other people are the same. Like, we'll go down and we'll get these lore entries and we'll fight Zolmak and we'll beat him at the end of the dungeon, and then his story is kind of finished from there, is it? Or is this when he rises up again? Because we've seen him rise up through the swarm and try and retake his crown. And
I think we already know that anyway, but we'll find out as we go through this.
oh, okay.
Chapter 11, The Anti-Logic. As above, the Butcher Queen of the Slaughter Pits rises to the first balcony, chest heaving and eyes thin with focus. Baptized in a clinging muck of bone dust clotted thick with gore, the congregation is unaware what to make of the display. Fear grips the craven court of the necropolis. All recognise Azavath, but she is no fighter, and her song, though deadly, is far from the perfect pitch of others among the broken choir. In each hand, Azavath grips heavy cleavers, each weighted down by chunks of their victims. Below, 1,000 corpses rest in pieces. Brave Zulmak, he who came so very close to proving the logic, is spread wide, limbs removed, a cavity where his heart once beat. The congregation asks Azavath to explain herself. She is no warrior, yet she fights like a conqueror. She has sought no claim, yet she has butchered a champion. The logic was almost met. What gives her the right to? The wicked scholar admonishing the singer is split in two as one of Azavath's cleavers moves through him as if he were air. The congregation panics as Azavath's rage is unleashed upon them. They are not fighters. They are plotters and manipulators and cowards. They are everything Akrazul hates. His new flesh, his new bone, allows him to manifest that hatred with swift, ruthless aggression. He thanks his sister and knows she would be proud of the blood he now sheds. She gave of herself that he might once again fight for all they believed in. On his high perch above the gore-filled pit, as the would-be advisors of a non-existent king flail and fall, he kills for her, in her, as her. Tower after tower, coward after coward. The bodies of the truly unworthy litter their blood temples. Screams echo through the expanse. Akrazul and Azavath are one, and in that joining he is no longer the same. Akrazul no more, only his anger remains. He considers that slaughter of the puppet master was not part of Malkanth's plan. She would be upset, but she no longer matters. Only vengeance matters. Only the ending of all who have failed in the swarm will sate his lust for carnage. Among the congregation, the daughters of Crota move to escape. But Besserith turns to her sisters, asking them to consider the moment. As the four edge beyond Azavath's warpath, they use the chaos to cover their own sins. Drawing daggers from their cloaks, Hashladun, Besserith, Kinox and Voshir assassinate those they believe to be a threat to their schemes. Azavath will take the blame, and even if they are found out, there will be none left to challenge them. As below. A voice calls from the pit. Azavath pauses her massacre. The voice is familiar yet strange. Other. Below, Malkanth hovers over the broken bodies that cover the ground. Azavath eyes her remaining victims and then turns to her sister. Malkanth calls again.
Brother, I have needed you.
Azavath leaves the high red perch, while the few remaining of the congregation flee, led by the daughters who feign distress. In the pit, Azavath considers Malkanth with care. The silent Deathsinger is confused, uncertain. Malkanth floats near, a gaping wound, scarring her centre, and whisper in her sister's ear.
Our path is flawed. Your rage is a burden. Let me lift it from you.
As Malkanth sings a familiar song in an unfamiliar pitch, Azavath's eyes widen with recognition. She tries to speak but cannot, her voice having been shredded in her making. The song continues, and Azavath bleeds from ear and nose and eyes and mouth. Her cheeks crack, her flesh bubbles until she breaks. Malkanth smiles once more. The deceiver's plan is unfulfilled, but there is victory in a stalled sword logic. Hashladun peers into the pit as the last of the congregation make their escape. Zulmak is defeated, the new champion shattered. There's none to claim the Logic's prize. The daughters' plans to return their father to glory is no longer threatened. And as it was before, it all began. All that remains are failed sword logic and the unknown promise of nightmares.
So is this happening at the same time that Zolmak's in the pit?
Well, Zulmak's no more.
Okay, because
Zulmak got dismembered by Azavanth / her brother. That's actually inside her now.
Okay, so we don't defeat him then?
Can't remember.
Well, no,
in all honesty,
you go down in the dungeon and we defeat him, and he gives us a chest. So are we saying that he rises from that again? And
my guess is this actually happens. Our foray into the pit happens before this.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah, I wanted to kind of know timelines because yeah. And is it because we didn't destroy him in his kind of throne world that he was able to rise again? Or did we just not defeat him enough?
I don't think he is powerful enough to have his own throne world.
But he was powerful enough to keep rising up out of the swarm and just keep fighting. He was just born a fighter. So even though we defeated him, and
he's a champion,
yeah, he still was able
but
to
he's
get back
not.
Up.
He's not gone from the orange bar to the amber bar. Sorry, the yellow bar to the amber bar yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is a named champion, but he's not.
Yeah.
A powerful enough champion to have his own throw world to actually use the Oversoul.
Fair enough. And because we went down and defeated him, he's looked like a lesser champion. So Aquazul Azavath has come in and just gone, that's it, you're dead, you're gone. That's it. Take you out.
Yeah, there's your arms, there's your legs, right? And I've got your heart as well.
Fair enough. And all throughout this, the three sisters of Crota are planning something else that we'll get onto, I'm guessing.
Well, it already said there, they want to bring back the father.
So they want to bring back Crota?
Yeah.
And the grandfather, Oryx?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's only their loyalty lies at Crota rather than actual Oryx.
Okay. So this is 8.10 Apocrypha.
Yes.
Whispers of Dissent. Listen close, O sister of the song, O singer of despair, O bringer of death. Your song is not yet sung, your purpose yet seized. Are you violence, or are you death? Two of a kind, mother of fear, yet not one the same. One is promise, the other certainty. But promises can remain unfulfilled, making liars even of those with the purest intent. Why then be anything but certain?
The first of the whispers caught Azavath's ear in an instant before her sisters made the first cut. Even as her agony filled the chamber, the hushed words echoed in her mind.
Your sister is cunning and pure in her sacrilege. She sees the sword logic as broken, and her sight is clear and true. But the path you carve is folly. You seek destruction of the weak, annihilation of the cowards who reclaim the vacant throne. There are none so princely among you, no kings, no queens. And so you surrender yourself, a brave sacrifice meant to burst slaughter. What then, O Azavath, she of the orphan swarm, she of the broken choir? Your husk will be remanded to an existence of violence and nothing more. You give of yourself for a promise. Death shall follow, but only as collateral in the wake of the rage you and poor, misguided Malkanth seek to unleash. And that, child, is all your brother has to offer. His rage. You see it as earned. You are not wrong. Poor foolish Aquazul, how long has he wallowed, lost to despair, and the conquest of his own failings. Now to state his fury and see him whole of body and spirit, you would surrender what is yours. Body, spirit, and worse, your precious gift. Your soul.
Okay, now I'm completely confused at what's going on. So
Right.
this is
Let's
Savathun?
go back. I know what was actually coming in this section. So let's go back to the previous one
Right.
where his sister calls down from the pit and then sings a song.
Whose sister? So
Akrazul's.
Akrazul's sister sings the Deathsinger song in
Yes.
the high pitch.
Well, don't forget, she wasn't a Deathsinger.
Okay.
The Deathsinger donated her body to Akrazul. So you've got Azavanth and Akrazul, which are now
One.
one.
Yeah. Got that. And they've defeated the Zolmak. They've defeated Zolmak.
Yeah.
So we've got
And then when it started to take out the daughters of Crota and their retinue, and then Malkanth,
who was
shouts down from below.
okay, so Malkanth was the
Malkanth
one
is-
that did the slicing and the dicing and put the conscious or the whatever
The consciousness of the brother into the sister.
that's it. And
Yeah.
so is he a sister or brother of the two that he's kind of dismembered? Yes.
No, Malkanth is one of the two sisters of the brother. Okay, so
Yes. So
you've got Malkanth, Akrazul, the brother,
and Azavath.
and Azavath, yes.
Okay.
So effectively,
I'm not
Azavath
being
should
funny.
be dead.
I'm not being funny, but their parents really didn't think that through. Surely you just carried on with the A's.
No, because they're hard enough to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got Akrazul,
You've got one family there.
Azavath,
Yeah.
and Malkanth.
Okay.
So
And whose family are they from? Are they
I believe they are Crota's granddaughters.
right? Yes, I believe. Yeah, we did cover that at some one of the questions that Respawn asked a couple of weeks back about that. So they're the and who would be their parent then? Is it Hashladoon? Are they trying to overthrow?
It's
or one of the other?
It's a son or daughter of Crota,
Right.
but they are quite low level. Well, they must be quite low level. They're not the highborn like Hashladoon. They haven't proved themselves.
Okay, but they're trying to now with this.
Yeah, because everyone else is dead.
Okay.
You had the two sisters and the brother.
Yeah.
The grandchildren.
Which are now one.
You had the clever one, Malkanth.
Yeah.
You had the Deathsinger, Azavath.
Yeah.
And you had the knight who'd lost an arm, which was Akrazul.
Yes.
So, currently, as we understand this, Azavath is dead.
Yeah.
Akrazul now inhabits her body.
Yeah.
And Malkanth
Is working with.
is pulling the strings.
Yes. Okay, so does Akrazul and Azavath have a name now, or do they change the name, or do they go under the guise of whichever one?
Is this going to be like Brangelina? We're going to make up a new name for her?
Well, no, but I thought that when they
Let's
were
make it
performing
easy
this
to say.
ritual, were they going to come
Yeah.
up with a new kind of name like, I don't know, like Super Oryx or something, or a combination of the names so that they see them as a bigger champion than what they are, or bigger.
Well, they're not really two because, as we understand it, Azavath is dead. Her consciousness no longer exists.
Okay.
That's as we understand it now.
Yeah.
But if we go back to the previous card,
Mhm.
you've got to remember Malkanth is no Deathsinger.
So what bearing does
But
that
she
have?
sung But she sang the death song and killed Akrazul.
Right. I'm going to need post-it notes for all of this.
Yeah. So the only one still standing now is Malkanth. But Malkanth can't sing the death song. So who is she?
But I thought you said Malkanth did sing the death song.
She did, yes.
Okay.
So who is Malkanth? And that brings us back to this page. Whispers. Who's whispering?
Oh, so this is the Savathun thing.
Yeah. So I actually listened to you read this then and actually heard it in Savathun's voice, weirdly enough. Past that, who is she actually speaking to here? As you read through this, who did you think she was speaking to?
So I thought that this was Savathun whispering to the brother that's in the sister's body.
No. If you come past the first
This is a
paragraph,
trick. You're tricking me, asking me these questions.
let me read you this bit. The first of the whispers caught Azavath's ear in the instant before her sister made the first cut. Even as her agony filled the chamber, the hushed words echoed in her mind. Yeah?
Okay, so it's not the brother, it's the sister.
Yes, that we believe is dead.
Yeah, as she's
Then we go
dying.
back to the previous card.
I love the way you set me up with that one. You knew I was going to say that.
Yeah. In the pit, Azavath considers Malkanth with care. The silent Deathsinger is confused, uncertain. Malkanth floats near, a gaping wound scarring her centre, and whispers in her sister's ear. So, why is Malkanth wounded?
I don't know. This is the first that we've heard that Malkanth was wounded.
Well, no, because I read it a minute ago.
No, but like, as far as I was aware, Malkanth was just performing the ritual, transferring the essence into the bodies. So was this because the brother leapt from the table, but he did that side dodge, and we thought that he kind of got away with it?
It wasn't
that
a sibling that caused the wound.
Oh, okay. So it's not the fight that, or the lunging from the table that you explained to Respawn that happened, that he's kind of stood to the side, did a slash, that was it. The brother was down. Okay, so it wasn't them. So I've no idea then.
It's kind of Freaky Friday this now.
Okay.
Azavath's supposed to have died.
Yes.
Yeah. Malkanth is untouched, and Akrazul's now in Azavath.
Yeah. So you're now saying that Akrazul's the brother.
It's still in Azavath.
Yeah. Azavath is
Where's
now, Azavath is now in
Azavath? Malkanth.
In Malkanth. Okay. Yeah, that is a bit Freaky Friday. And was that Azavath's plan?
And that's why she could see. No, it wasn't. This is where the meddling of the Whisperer comes into this.
Okay.
Basically, they got whispered to by Savathun to do this thing, and then she went, let's do the double cross.
Okay. Was this something that Savathun didn't know that she would be able to kind of pull off? Is this something that she was just experimenting with?
It's probably something she was experimenting with and figured out very quickly that she could actually do it.
Have we seen these two in game yet, or are they just in lore at the moment?
I can't remember if we saw them going up the lift or not, or did, because we did actually. You know the Deathbringer quest.
Vaguely.
You remember running through the dark,
yes,
sort of
in the
maze
moon,
type thing, and if we didn't do it quick enough, the Deathsinger started singing.
Yeah.
That possibly could be them. I can't remember.
Okay. But then we defeated them, so. Okay.
Yes.
So we possibly have seen these guys in game and defeated them. They're out of the story that we know of. So do you think this is part of a larger plan, one of the many plans that Savathun kind of had in the works?
Oh, definitely. Because she originally wanted to take over the hidden swarm in the moon, didn't she?
Yeah.
Who then since disassociated himself with her and joined
Hashladun?
Xivu Arath,
right.
When that we found out when the not the Oracle, what was his name, the Herald of Xivu, when because he tried to kill Osiris and killed Sagira.
That'd be the one. Yeah. Killed Sagira. Yeah. Okay.
So then they actually got the king they wanted in the end, or queen.
Oh, okay. So Xivu of Wrath is the queen.
Yeah, he's taken over. Well, she's taken over.
They've taken over.
I don't know if it's they or him. Well, no, it's definitely not. It's described as a she.
Yeah.
Even though she took the night morph.
Fair enough.
But then we'll leave it there because I know you want to discuss something else, and it leaves it on a massive cliffhanger for next week.
Yeah, it's a nice big cliffhanger for next week. If or maybe the week after, depends. So at this point in the story, I mean, I know we're following this Inquisition of the Damned, which kind of slightly ties into what happened at the end of last season with Ziva Arath and Savathun. So I've got some questions just coming out of all of this. At the end of last season, like you said, Sagira gets. Is she destroyed or is she not destroyed? Because we found her in the opening couple of missions of.
We found her
Witchbane.
shell.
Okay, so it's just the shell.
I believe it is just the shell. From what I understand, it's just the shell. But because the shell is part of her, we're able to download some things off it.
Okay. So has it been confirmed that Sagira is completely dead? She's gone, or is
That's very hard to say in this. Now, I've been catching up with a lot of this lore today. I've just done that last mission, and they have just said that what we found in the beginning missions was her shell.
okay?
There is still deceased above her, but whether or not we can actually bring her back another way, I don't know. Because she did sacrifice herself to a paracausal being, so she could possibly be dead and buried, unfortunately. She was one of my favourite characters as well in this.
Yeah. Is there any small chance that Savathun's ghost Imaru is Sagira? Or does Savathun... Because I think I vaguely remember Respawn asking about ghosts resurrecting different guardians. They don't... Some of them don't stick to one specific guardian.
Spoiler alert.
Okay,
So
spoilers.
big alarms and everything.
This is for Witch Queen.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Right.
There's alarms.
The hive ghosts are genuine ghosts. They haven't been made. They were made by the Traveller.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting that. But
Yeah. But the Krill, if you remember, that's what the hive were called
yes.
before they were corrupted.
Yeah.
We're about to be chosen by the Traveller.
Yes. And in the story beats that we followed through the campaign, the worm whispered to Savathun, which was her father's worm, wasn't it?
Her father's white familiar.
It was a dead worm.
Yes, it was a dead worm, but it could still whisper.
Yes.
How far do you want me to go in spoiler territory? Because this involves the raid now as well.
Well, let's just stick to this familiar. So let's just clear this up. I know Bife did a video the other week regarding was it the Dynasty it was called, which was a movie of the week in the TWAB. Now he goes in depth, and we've actually covered it. I remember you and Respawn reading these pages and going over Savathun's worm whispering, or the familiar whispering to Savathun, and we've kind of covered those pages.
It almost acted as a guide.
Yes.
To Savathun, to actually guide her to the worms.
Yes. And this was her father, who was the king, who was overthrown by I can't remember the name.
Their brood mother, Teox.
Teox, that was it.
Or Tau.
Yeah.
Is it Tau or Teox?
We'll go with Teox.
I can't remember which way.
We'll go with Teox. Teox fled, didn't she?
Yeah.
And the hive pursued her across countless worlds.
They swore to actually destroy her.
But we haven't come back across her yet.
No.
Okay.
Well, we have come across her, but not for... that was in the Books of Sorrow, but it's not been seen for a long time. She's not been seen for a long time.
Okay. So this familiar, is this the familiar that we have then communicated with Mara in the mission for the worm?
No, I don't believe it is, because we don't actually come across this familiar again until we actually use it in Savanthan's... Savanthan, that's a throwback. I haven't called her that for ages. Savathun's throne world, to get information, and that actually talks to us.
So that's not her father's familiar. This is the worm that she took as part of her kind of bonding with the worm gods. When they said, you must take a worm, you must feed it. This is her specific worm.
Yes.
So in all of this, at this point in time, Savathun has been granted the light from the Traveller, and she has a ghost, and this ghost is Amaru. Is there any small chance that Imaru has just changed her name or its name from Sagira to Imaru? We just don't know it yet. It may be a story beat coming later on. Do you think that?
We do know that.
Okay.
It's not Sagira.
It's definitely not.
It is its own ghost.
Okay.
No, because what's been told in the lore so far, the ghosts that are resurrecting the hive, and I think I want to say Flint, but it's not. Is it Flynn? The
Finch.
Finch. That's it. Began with an F. Finch explained it to us that
the ghosts are actually ghosts that have sided with the hive and thought that they were doing the right thing.
Well, they got fascinated with the Books of Sorrow and looked into them more and more and more, and found they could actually resurrect hive.
Yeah.
Because the krill attachment to them.
Yeah.
Because the krill were being chosen by the Traveller before they got corrupted by the hive.
Yeah. Okay.
So once you take the worm out of them, they're actually the ghosts
again.
are actually able to resurrect them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really confused because the worm that was extracted by Mara, how is that different from the calcified worm that we got from the story missions?
Spoiler territory again.
Okay.
The calcified worm is part of the worm god's mother.
I know you're saying spoilers, but you're totally confusing me with whatever you're saying.
Right. If you imagine when we came into the Books of Sorrow,
Yeah.
The three sisters got the needle ship, dove down, got past the Leviathan,
Yeah.
and spoke to the worm gods.
Yeah. And they each got given a worm to feed.
Yeah. Now this is where we come into raid lore.
Okay. This new raid lore?
Before they were, this is new. Well, this is raid lore that I was watching earlier on because I haven't actually done the raid yet myself.
Okay.
Basically, another entity, the Watcher, and what was he phrased that is chosen? Was his?
I don't know. Your turn.
There was another name for the. There's the Watcher, and it's basically his champion. I can't remember the exact phrasing for it because I only watched it for the first time earlier on.
Okay.
They saw the Traveller going to choose the krill.
Yeah.
Back on the fundament.
Yeah.
So they went, let's get in there first and corrupt them so the Traveller can't have them.
Yeah. You get that kind of story beat as you're going through the campaign. So
yeah,
that's nothing too spoilery.
So they went down to the fundament. Can you remember that big rib you can see? Have you seen it in the raid?
There's a rib?
There's a giant rib in the pyramid ship.
Yes, so if you go and do the preservation mission, I believe it's in that room, isn't it? It's on a...
Yeah. Well, that rib is actually from the Leviathan.
Okay. And
that was taken by the Watcher, or the Darkness's champion.
Okay. And this is the guy that is the raid boss, the main raid boss, isn't it?
Yes.
And I can't remember his name, but it doesn't matter.
No, I can't remember his name. The Disciple.
Yeah.
That's what they called him, the Disciple. He then took the mother of the worms and took her off the fundament from one prison into another one and used part of her to make the familiar.
I'm confused.
Right, so you've got the 5 worm gods. You've got Yul, Aya, Akka, Zol. They were the 5 worms. Zol we've killed. Akka was killed by Oryx and made into the Dreadnought. Yep. There's actually 6.
Okay.
Which we also find out in the raid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we fight in that mission, in one of the missions, I think it's the one where Ikora sees the vision. We only see the 5 worm gods coming out of the water, because I remember you pointing that out when we were discussing.
Yep. Because at that point there, when they've been released by the hive, or they've created the hive and the hive helped them escape off the fundament.
Yeah.
Then the 5 worm gods' mother has already been taken. She is the mother of all the worms.
Okay.
Our Mummy Dearest was working for the Darkness directly in their ship.
Okay.
And I believe we come across her in the raid as well.
I think I've seen the worm in there. So was Mummy taken a long time before, and then the worm gods were kind of hidden down and looked after by the Leviathan?
They were all down there. The Watcher and the Disciple then made this plan
Yeah.
to corrupt the krill by using the worms, took the mother worm. I can't find her name. I'll be able to find it, but I can't remember what it is
Okay,
right now.
that's fine.
Took the mother worm,
Yeah.
and then used part of her to corrupt the Osmium King.
Yeah.
And that's the familiar that Savathun took, and it guided her down to the other 5 worms.
Right. Okay. So this was the big plan of the Watcher.
The darkness. Yes. The Watcher, the darkness, it's the deep. It's all the same bloke.
You sure it's all the same? Well, we now 100% confirm
I'm
darkness.
pretty
is
pretty
this
sure
guy.
it's all the same thing, unless there's something above him.
Always two there are. So the disciple that we meet in the raid is this new guy called Rogue. Is it Rogue? Yeah.
Yes.
Rogue.
Yes.
And he's a member of a completely different species that were they conquered by the Watcher? It's the Watcher, isn't it?
Yeah, basically he's obsessed with only the strongest survive.
The sword logic.
Yes. So in that way, he's got Rook.
Yeah.
Is it Rook?
Rook, yeah.
He's got Rook, that species, and now the Hive, and now he's got his eyes on us as well.
Yes. Okay. But then I think Savathun's kind of put a spanner in the works of that.
Possibly, yes, because they have resurrected. The ghosts have resurrected Hive because they're not they're not Hive anymore because a ghost can only resurrect a dead, inanimate thing.
Yeah.
Which would have been because they were killed, they lost the worm and became krill again. Sorry, they were Hive, lost the worm, became krill again. So that enabled them, because they'd already been chosen by the Traveller, but the Traveller hadn't got to them yet, they were able to resurrect them.
Yeah. So a quick question about Rourke and the raid, basically. So this pyramid ship was trapped by Savathun in her throne world because she knew what Rourke was kind of capable of, and he was like the right hand of the Watcher, and she trapped him in her throne world away from the Watcher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from what I've read and deciphered from all the videos I've been watching online.
So do you think this is a reason why the Watcher recruited Ziva Arath to go after Savathun in the first place, because he still needed Rourke to be
That's a good shout. That's a good shout, actually. I hadn't actually thought of that, but that makes sense why Zivu's actually hunting his sister now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense why there isn't any motivation apart from the killing thing that they always do.
Yeah, that would make sense, but we are getting into Spinfoil territory now. Because it hasn't been set in stone, it's not canon yet, and we've not actually been told. But that would make sense. And
at this point in time, with the story, Ziva Arath is still working for the darkness. Ziva Arath doesn't know what the darkness is. It's still does Zivu still think he's working for like the sword logic and the darkness?
Well, technically, that's all that the Watcher believes in: survival of the strongest, or the final shaper, to put it another way.
Do you think Zivu is aware of the Watcher? Because Savathun was.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Because the Watcher or Rourke would have actually gone to him and say, "Come on, your sister's causing chaos, sort her out."
Okay.
Like they did to, when Crota cut the hole in space and let the Vex in.
Yeah.
And then the darkness went to the worms, and the worms went to Oryx and said, "Look, put your house in order."
Yes. So I just want to kind of throw things out there at you and see what sticks. So at the moment, we've got Hive or Krill that are touched with the light. We have got Guardians, and we've got an alliance with the Cabal.
Yes.
Do you think that we are going to form a proper alliance with the Krill or the Hive and the Cabal at some point to face off against the darkness? Do you think?
I'm going out on the limb here, but reading
yeah.
into everything I've seen so far, with the explanation that the ghost chose them, and now we know that the Traveller would have chosen them, but they were effectively lied to.
Oh, and the Elixir as well. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a definite possibility that we'll all band together.
Yeah.
Apart from the Scorn, because they're nutters anyway.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the Scorn, the Vex, and Taken. Where do you think they sit in this kind of?
The Taken are fully corrupted by the Watcher or the Traveller, the Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're off the table.
Also, so are the Scorn.
Yeah.
Because they're brought back by Dark Ether.
Yeah. So they're off the table. They're with the baddies. Do we get the Vex?
I'm not sure where the Vex come into this.
Do you think this ties in with Deepstone Crypt and Anna Bray and the Bray family? Do you think that all kind of... I know we've moved away from that from Beyond Light in the story beats so far, but is it something that we could kind of come back to that...
With an explanation of what they did to the Vex milk with them turning it into the Alcahest, quite possibly. Maybe getting an explanation with their tying up, because there is the theory out there that the Exos could turn dark on us because a dark artifact was used to corrupt or enhance, corrupt, whichever way you want to put it, the Vex milk that actually runs that is actually put into the Exos.
Yeah, because the Vex run a lot of simulations on trying to outmaneuver their opponents, and
well, that was not Venus. Sorry, that
Mercury.
was Mercury.
Yeah. So, but across time, space and time, the Vex are continually trying to do this, aren't they? They're trying to.
Mm-hmm. They want to assimilate everything into the Vex. They're the Borg of the Destiny world.
But do they? Do you think that ultimately they'll end up siding with us or the darkness?
We don't know enough about them to actually say which way they side on.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they're actually already in this world or they actually came in when Crota cut the slash in reality.
So they could be an alternate realities version of the Exos that are really confused at where the hell they are and why this universe is the way it is. Yeah, they're running simulations to see what they can do to alter it to either get back to their reality or change this reality into their reality so that they survive.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to leave it on then, because
yes,
we'll just leave it there for people to kind of make up their own minds, or just think that we're complete nutters that are just talking into a microphone.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, we are that as well.
Since we have Deacon as our Respawn representative this week, I think instead of the airport report from Respawn, I think we need to have Deacon give her a chance to give us a report.
A Deacon's report.
What am I reading?
That.
Why? What's the point of it? Explain to me the point of it.
So this is DMG, who's from the community.
Right.
He's a community manager, and he's giving everybody a bit of a heads up on the season pass ranks, because...
What's the point of that?
He puts out a lot of things on Twitter after they've posted on This Week at Bungie. So if you read who he is and what he's saying.
Is that him in the profile picture?
Yes.
Looks like some sort of pop star.
Okay.
Looks like an album cover, doesn't it? DMG 04.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's not him. That's probably, if you put that in a Google search, I bet that's taken off.
No, it's him.
I'm not sure. Have you seen him in... You say this, right?
Oh.
Internet safety. Have you met this person in real life that you know for a fact that's them?
On a video.
What? Do you know that was him?
Yes.
You're so trusting. You can't believe people on the internet when they say that that's them and pick them. You worry me sometimes. It's not right.
Come on, just read the things.
Hey all, wanted to give you a heads up. I don't like it when people say hey all. It's
No,
no.
come on, more. Give me
Okay.
more. I'm bored. Come on, give me
He's
more.
bored, yeah.
Let's go. More drama, more excitement.
Players can start to purchase season pass ranks tomorrow at 10 a.m. This was 4 days ago.
I know, but people might not know.
Well, this is old news, isn't it? Oh, look, let me just say my own words, right? I'm going to give you some old news. It's no longer relevant, so don't worry about it. You might get a bit of a catch up on a snag, but don't worry. Don't rush, because it was 4 days ago. So they're bringing you old news on this podcast. Just like to throw that in. And then cheers to everyone. You've already hit 100 of something. I don't know what, but 100 of something. Between seasonal and legendary and lots of activities. Lots of XP on your journey. Whoop, whoop.
That's what you get your XP++ for.
They're just making stuff up now.
They are.
Still a bit of a time to rank up. That was rank up.
Yep.
So no rush. There you go.
All right, next one.
Oh dear Lord, there's more. Of course there's more. There's always this game. It just keeps giving, doesn't it? Hey all, seeing questions on the rocket tracking changes in this hot fix. Tracking has been toned down on all rockets, including exotics, against other Guardians. This includes Wolfpack rounds, Deathbringer Seekers, and volleys from Isa Tomorrow, Wardcliffe, Coil. Bungie out patch notes for Destiny 2. Of course there's patch notes. There's always patch notes. Patch notes on everything.
Until
And
the patch
then
confirmed.
Popstar again said this applies to both Gambit and Crucible modes, tracking against all, what does that say? This
Against
is really tiny. AI combatants. Not sure about that. Is unchanged. Sound off with feedback as you get your hands on the changes. Pass it along to the team. There be pass it along to the team.
drink.
Oh, please tell me there's no more. There's more, isn't there?
There's like 5 or 6 more. Look
Oh,
what she-
shut up.
I'm still waiting for this performance I was promised. I'm still waiting to not be bored. Come on, give us your all. Give us your
I
best.
tell you what, if you were in now, I'd give you a right slapping around. And then someone else went on who's got some sort of weird intestine looking thing. It's like a weird intestine thing.
Yeah.
Don't really care anymore. Contents emblems be sent via redemption code emails. ? So is he asking or telling?
Asking.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a question though, is he? He hasn't put will contents emblems be sent, so that's not right, is it? Meaning people can and will sell theirs. Am I just being dense? I can tell you the answer to that question if you want me to.
No.
Oh,
Say
okay.
what DMD says.
But what does the
DMD
Popstar say?
says no. I've got to read on.
Yep.
Well, emblems be granted directly to qualifying accounts. The raid complete email is just a fun note to celebrate your accomplishments. It's a fun note. Oh, and you get, yeah. So, like, is
Who's
Flawless
this?
Paul
No,
still
you
a
have to
thing?
say who it
I'm
is.
getting there. Hang on. They might know by what they've said. So,
No.
like, is Flawless Paul still a thing? Says G. Jake.
Grenada Jake.
And that isn't him either. Also, what happened to content calendars? Bungie has been killing it with transparency these last few years, but I haven't heard anything about these two things. Flawless Pool continues to be enabled on a Sunday mornings at reset. This season, team made a few changes to reputation, but no major changes to matchmaking. Team has continued to watch the data and feedback for trials as it flows in. When we have updates, we'll let you all know.
That's y'all know.
Yeah, all.
No, it's not.
Right, if you're going to correct me, you can read it yourself. I'll read it out. Yeah, all. Yeah, all. Hey, yeah, all. How's it going? Are you all coming?
There you go.
Bungie's confirmed that will have a role to play in the Destiny future.
But who? You either didn't read it or cut out.
Osiris.
Osiris.
Yeah, will have a role to play in the future.
That's an Egyptian word. Why are you?
Because oh, yes, I forgot I speak Egyptian words. Yes, that's my other tongue that I speak in sometimes. Why
Well, you
would
cut out for the whole of that anyway?
Well, why would I know that? Because it's an Egyptian word. Explain the link. See, you've got one.
He's right there. That's Osiris right there in the picture.
Yeah. Birdman. Bungie has confirmed that Birdman will have a role to play in the future.
No, that's not Birdman.
Well, it looks like a birdman, doesn't it? It looks like he's got a little beak. And
yeah, okay.
Isn't that a bird, though?
That's Osiris.
In Egyptology, isn't that like a bird?
You didn't know anything about Egypt just now.
Didn't say that. I said I don't speak Egyptian.
And that was from Destiny Bulletin.
Ooh.
And the next one's from Destiny Bulletin.
And that says, new Bungie is planning legendary difficulty mode for Lightfall. That sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Does it's the next expansion?
Moople will be thrilled, I'm sure.
Moople will be very thrilled. Leanna Rappit at Dirty Effing Hippie. Heads up about the bug with Rahu not pondering enough orbs, ascendant alloys. We will be fixing this in tomorrow's hot fix, so it shouldn't be a problem next week. We're also adding a one-time purchase of 2 ascendant alloys for the price of 1. There's more there if you press the little alien-looking thing.
The Reddit button.
That's what I said.
What's the
People
betting
know.
that that's not going to be fixed and have to do it again?
It's never fixed when she says it is. Dirty liar.
If they give us 2 for 1 and they can break it every week, that's fine.
Drew Tucker, his name rhymes with a couple of things. You don't have to use your 1 change today. No expiration at the moment. You can't change numbers. Don't skirt the line that could break our code of conduct or to bypass our filters. We'll find it. That's a bit threatening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the tone of that. I started off quite friendly and then it went a bit, said like.
Well, he's basically playing the school administrator role. Don't act up, or we're going to hunt you down and put you in a timeout.
Well, I feel it could have been a bit friendlier. You know what I mean? It's
tough love. Guardians need tough love.
Okay. Our system should tell you if you can't submit. Choose wisely. With the one-time name change. You said about that earlier. You don't need to talk about that again.
Exactly. Well done.
Yeah, so you can change your name, but you can't change your numbers. So that, that pound 1, 2, 3, 4 after your name, it is what it is. And I've seen people saying that it sort of regenerates that number. So if you, for some reason, have a set you like, they may go away. So choose wisely.
Why do you need a number? Do you need a number?
Just so everybody can't be Deacon. We need to be able to separate all of our Deacons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there can only be 1. And then we're in a Highlander situation, and then it just gets messy.
There is only 1 true original Deacon. Let's just get that out there now.
So the last one is from Rick Kakis.
Kakis, what a name. Could you not make something a bit better than that? Do you reckon that's his real name? I mean, you wouldn't tell people that's your real name, would you? What's your name? Mr. Kakis. I mean, come on.
And he's come up with the official Valve the Disciple Symbols Guide for Destiny 2. And this will now be the standard moving forward.
Yeah, but he can't. Jesus. That's not right, is it? He can't say stuff like that, can he? That's blasphemy. You can't be linking Jesus to Destiny, can you?
Why not?
Because it's blasphemy.
Who said it's blasphemy?
Christians did.
They're not here.
They get very upset at things. You can't be saying, that's Jesus, can you? Callous Cup? What's going on here? Stabby Circle? What's this? Explain this to me. Why are they making little symbols and giving it words? What's that about?
Well, you should know, because these are the symbols from the raid.
Yeah. These are the symbols you taught your raid team to use to get through the raid, obviously.
Well, we didn't say Jesus because that would have upset a lot of people in our clan. That's just not right.
So what other symbols have we got there?
Dorito. Do you want me to read them? Sneak, Earth, Eye, Stabby Circle, Thunk. That's I like Thunks. Guardian, Green Pyramid, Raindrop, Drop Top, Doritos, Hands, Pyramid, Callous Cup. Come on, move along a bit quicker. Jesus, don't want to say that. Colorado, Tower, Traveller, Forsaken DLC, Red Square, Antarctica, Light, Dark. Mega Mind, Vex Heads, Depression. I understand that feeling. Heart, understand that one too. Witch Queen, yes, thank you, I am. Moving on.
That's it.
You did it. You got through them.
Thanks. That was painful. I'm not happy with the Jesus one, though. No.
Noticed that.
Well,
No, we were going to have a discussion this week about Destiny stuff.
Were you?
Yeah. But I feel the pressure that, you'd get quite upset if I just talk for the next hour about Destiny stuff.
Yeah, because you said it'd be a short one.
Exactly. So we'll save that for next week.
Yeah. Oh, you're so funny. Oh.
But I have got some tips, tricks, guides, and builds.
Oh, good. Have you? I really need some of that.
And we can approve them or disapprove them on the spot.
Oh, my words.
Oh, what was all those bullet points for? Oh,
You don't need to...
That's a lot of bullet points.
I'm reading them.
So I
where's
think
my Coke?
I think they are all Deacon unapproved. Every last
they
one.
really
It's
are
across the
patty
board.
cakes.
Well, Fallout's video
Oh.
and
totally approved.
Kakis guide for the raid will both be Deacon not approved.
How long are they?
The Kakis one's 50 minutes
50 minutes? Nobody's going to be watching that for 50 minutes.
and the Fallout one is a lot longer.
No one's going to be watching that. I tell you, people's attention span is your age +2. So I know that you lot are quite old who play this, but I can't see you lot even sitting through 50 minutes worth. Do you know what I mean?
Is it my age +2 or my age? Is it in hours, minutes, seconds? What's the
minutes?
What's the number? Okay,
It's supposed to be minutes. Is your age +2 is your attention span, but you know I can't see anyone.
Oh, +2. Yeah, you know,
sitting with that.
yeah. None of us are going to make it through that one, Demon. Sorry.
No, that's rubbish. Kakis. I mean, I'm not happy with that anyway. We talked about that's a silly name.
So yeah, I've got Fallout Plays, Rick Kakis, and Datto. So, but Datto's broken it into
How
two
long are
raids.
they each?
About 30 minutes.
Right.
each.
Can I just ask another really valid question? Have you watched these?
Yes.
Right. We need to talk about this later.
Oh, there was a question last week.
Oh.
Respawn didn't believe the fact that I actually come to you and show you these videos and ask you if they are Deacon approved.
Right. I can assure everyone that you bore me to death showing me these stupid things, going, look at this, do you think this is good? Look at this. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care at all. And I worry that you are killing your brain because most people wouldn't even watch one of these. You're watching all of them. I mean, that's like some addiction.
I watch all of them so everybody else doesn't.
But
have
when
to.
are you doing this? When are you watching
While he's at work.
Yes, while I'm at work.
Oh, that's all right, as long as they're paying you, not me.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is what he goes to work for, to give him more Destiny video watching time.
Oh, God.
He has to kill the hours somehow.
But Fallout does break it down into little timestamps that you can click onto to just go and look.
That's quite good. I like that.
You like that?
I don't
But you
like
didn't
it when
like
you
last
can't...
week all the weapons. You went no.
Well, no, that was too long. See, that was too long. It was.
But they had timestamps.
No,
you can't think of these as like movies to sit down and watch. You think of more about them as like choose your own adventure books, or you know, it's like more of an encyclopedia. Like this video is 15 minutes long, but I might only need like 2 minutes of it. So I want to go to just the part I want to watch. I watch that part, and I can ignore the other 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's trying to navigate a lot of them. A lot of them you can't navigate through to go. It's clunky. I don't know. I think if you've got a little video, nice, succinct, few minutes, get in there, do your point, get out, that's good. Bang, done.
Like a cheese forever?
What? I like cheese, cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Everyone
we
likes
know
cheese.
that. You said that before.
Don't mind a bit of a brie.
This is why blessed are those who put down timestamps in their video.
Definitely.
So we have the new raid exotic called the Collective Obligation, which Cool Guy goes over.
Cool Guy goes over.
Cool Guy is his name.
Cool Guy goes over. Say that.
And he goes over the weapon.
Yeah. There's a lot of people putting a lot of hours into this.
They do.
But like, you know, it's all the games got this amount like people following them and doing all this.
What games are we talking?
I don't know. Ain't it like other games? Like this strikes me as like serious addiction issues.
I don't know because I don't follow any other games.
Well, I'm asking you, do you like hear about other people going like, you know, all these videos and all this going on?
Do you hear about Stardew Valley?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, see.
Well, it's worrying, isn't it? Human race has come down to this. Wipe us all out and start again.
Anyway, so Abby Hour has the double dunk for the Rogues.
She never double dunk.
Rogue?
It's not nice, is
Yeah,
it?
it's
You're
rogue.
spreading your germs around and you're putting little crumbs in the dip. No one likes that.
No.
No, they shouldn't call themselves names like that because it
Okay.
has repercussions, doesn't it? People think of things.
Abby Hour
Yeah.
goes over a strategy to take down the boss in the raid
Why'd you say double dunk?
because it gives them more time to do DPS on him.
Sounds like a postal service. Move on.
does.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the raid
Right.
weapons,
Guaranteed. I'm not.
Astacross has 2 videos going over the red raid weapons. So these are the new ones with the red borders.
Yeah, don't say red rimmed.
Okay, so these are the ones with the red borders
Right.
that you want to kind of craft
Not really.
and
No.
make them. You do.
No, I don't.
No,
No.
Yes.
it's not worth it. Mm-mm.
So, do you watch like loads of videos and put down the best ones? Do you just know which ones are the better ones? So, what I'm saying is, right, if you round up all this time on these videos,
Yeah.
probably going a couple of hours, aren't you? Good, easy. So, how many hours do you watch of videos that don't go into this? See, this is where we're getting down to the fact that, you know, there's issues with the Destiny, isn't there?
We're not discussing that.
No, I think we should.
Do you? Okay, so in this country, you'd be pleading the fifth. I'm not sure what the British equivalent is to pleading the fifth is.
Can I plead the fifth as well?
Sure, I say go for it. This podcast is happening on the US Discord server, so I think you're in US jurisdiction. I think that's how that works. So I think we're good.
Good. And he also goes over the raid web that you kind of maybe want to look at for the random rolls that drop.
Wait, why are you looking at me? Explain this to me like I really care. Like you actually.
Well, you
really...
might care when I play the raid.
Oh, I won't. I can assure you I won't.
Well, you can help me look out for the red weapons.
Because he's looking at you because you already know all this because you coach your team through. So you're already aware. He's looking at you to make sure he's doing this correctly. That's all.
You know, like when a dad looks at a child, like, and he's trying to explain to him how to tie a shoelace. It's sort of that look of like trying to explain to a 4-year-old about something.
Well, I mean, after the 17 kids you have, that's the only look he has left. So I mean, he has to go with what he knows best. So
that's quite funny. It made me laugh. Brilliant.
Okay. TDT put out a video this week going over the malfeasance and how good it is for DPS because it's doing really well now because it had a buff.
Yeah, great. Move on. Love it.
Okay.
Love that video. How long was this video?
About 20 minutes.
You're making this up now, aren't you?
I can't remember how long it was.
Isaac.
Okay. Jarv has the bonus raid chest locations.
That sounds useful.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy with
that's
that
quite
one.
a short one.
Because that sounds useful, like something I'd want to watch or look at. I'm okay.
EKG? I say it's EKG.
I don't really care.
Go
No
with
one
it.
cares. Yeah, you need this Titan exotic. Not really. Could live without it.
No. The Heart of Minimalist.
Oh, I need that
and
one.
And how it's doing really well with the buffs that it's got.
Do you think you store too much useless information in your brain?
Probably.
Okay, just checking.
But it's working really well.
What, your brain? I don't think it's
the Heart of Innermost
potential, to be honest.
I think both his brain and the Heart of Innermost Light are working up to peak efficiency at this point.
Yeah, they are. Kimber Prime has how to duplicate the resonance charge for the public event.
No, I don't think that's useful.
That's quite a short video.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's very useful. I don't know if anyone wants to duplicate that, to be honest.
Does anyone also tell me how to use the resonant for the public event? Because I'll be honest, I've participated in a number of those events, but I have no idea what to do with those charges.
Plunder that booty. Did you get confused which one you were reporting on here? That sounds like some...
Mr. Booty has put together a collection of guys that I've been using since the game came out on the Tuesday. What does Mr. Booty have for us this week?
Yeah.
He still has hundreds of guides, loads of different builds for your Titan, Warlock, and Hunter that you could use in the raid or use.
He's probably got a lot of cats as well, I should imagine.
In GMs.
Yeah. Actually, Deacon, I'm going to need you to check on Mr. Booty to see if he slept between like the 22nd of February and now, because I'm not sure he has. With the amount of material he's put out, I don't think he slept since then. I really need a wellness check on him. Call him up, have Moople check in with him, just make sure he's doing all right.
I'll ask Moople, because Moople's quite good at that. He's all right on the phone. He talks to people. He comes across quite normal on the phone. So I'll just shooting him a quick text now to ask him.
Okay, you do that. Well, I tell people that they want to go and check out the Error video about the Palmyra B rocket launcher and the God Roll crafting guide that he's got. Putting out some really good damage.
Good, like that.
Ibontis has the Vox Obscura solo guide. So if you're trying to get your new Waveframe grenade launcher, the exotic from that, he's got a guide to do that solo. Patagates Gaming has, could this break PvP?
Possibly.
It probably could.
No, it couldn't.
I don't know. I was just choosing any word there. I didn't really think it.
The answer is always no.
This is to do with the buff that the Lumina hand cannon got recently.
No.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
It did.
You just told me it's no.
It did. Go and check that out because that is a possibility to use that in Iron Banner next week.
Ooh.
Lots of noble rounds.
The noblest of rounds.
Yes, it is. So we also have Brave X Hero and, as you guys have pointed out, Plunder the Booty's channels linked in our show notes.
I feel he needs a theme song.
He probably has got one.
Maybe.
And then added to our Throne World guides, I will put all those other ones next week, but you can check them out in the tips, tricks, guides and builds. And we have the Lucent Moths Week 3 guide from 360 Game TV as well. And then all the other things from Abbey Hour, going over the Execution Hordes, the Lost Sectors, which would divide PV Shifty and Abbey Hour, Ubuntu's solo legend missions,
Stop it.
story missions, guides.
Can't take much more of this excitement.
Well, there you go. That's it.
Good.
I do have one bit of feedback I received this week.
We've got some feedback, have we?
We do from Andy True Reddit, and I'm sorry, not Andy Australian Andy. This is a different Andy. Normally, when I say Andy, that's where everyone's brain goes, but this is from Andy True Reddit, Andy TRUEREDT, who said, "I just listened to your most recent episode at half speed, and it's hilarious. Respawn sounds like a mad 110-year-old from Texas. Night Demon sounds like he's asleep with amnesia, and you sound like you, but at half speed. The last one's got me puzzled. Thanks for doing the podcast. I love it to pieces." So apparently you're asleep, Respawn's manic, and I'm just me at half speed, which is because I exist outside of all time and space as an entity of the internet without a corporeal form. That's just how it is.
I listen to most other podcasts at about 1.5 speed, but when it comes to listening back to ours, I can't do it. It sounds weird.
Well, yeah, because Respawn's a mad 110-year-old, you're asleep with amnesia, and I'm just me at half speed. So you just need to transcend your normal body. That's all.
You're always putting podcasts on in bed, like when you can't sleep, and he puts them on at 1.5 speed. I don't like it. I don't know. It does. I can't. I don't know how you take it in. I think you must be really used to doing it, because I find it hard to take it in and digest what's going on when it's going like so quick. It's like,
well, it's like if I have to watch the videos and listen to podcasts all about Destiny, so I can get.
Oh, you can multitask when it comes to Destiny, can't you?
No, I'm not multitasking. I'm faster speed.
I don't. It's just yeah, but you've really taken it in. I think the golden rule is right. If you haven't got enough time,
he's taking in like the one or two pieces that are worth taking in. That's the beauty of podcasts.
Do you think though?
They're there for. We're here to entertain more than anything else. Because you could go and read this information in 10 minutes, but what's the fun of that? You could listen to the information for an hour and have all the things we've brought you that you didn't have time to do this week. And you can do that while you're doing the dishes, mowing the lawn, laying in bed trying to fall asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning while you're playing the game itself. See, it's great. Podcasts are just like background noise for the world.
But don't do it at 1.5 speed. I think everyone needs to slow down in their life. This is what I think. I think doing things at 1.5 speed, you're just cramming more into your time.
Yeah.
That you just chill and take your time doing stuff. Not you. I'm not saying you in particular, Night Demon. You need to watch 7 days a week. But I think
that should go at 2 or 3 times a week.
I think people need to slow it
down.
down.
That's what I heard.
I'm just clarifying. Am I allowed to play 7 days a week now?
It sounds like she said you need to just start playing every single day so you don't miss anything.
I think that's what it was.
Because she doesn't want you to be, she says if you're going to give information to people, it needs to be correct and not none of this, I think I saw this. Maybe I saw it on a podcast. I don't remember where I saw this from. I think you need to cite your sources and make sure you have it all straight before you bring it to the people.
Less is more. Less is more.
Do I need to stream?
No one needs to watch that. You're just dying every 5 minutes. I sat on the sofa for like 15 minutes the other night trying to do my work, and he's playing, and it got me so irate, it got me so irritated, shouting at the telly that I had to leave the room, right? Because all I can hear is, oh, God, I've died again. Oh, I've died again. Oh, I've dropped off of that tower again. It was like, seriously, you say you're a good player. How many deaths did you have that night? How many deaths did you have? You must have died about 10 times in that 15 minutes. And I just couldn't put up anymore.
None of us have ever claimed to be good.
Well, the amount of hours he puts into it, he should be good, shouldn't he?
We did not discuss that.
It's terrible. It was terrible. And was it him who was encouraging you the other day? Was it him who was encouraging you, saying you know more about Destiny than I've forgotten?
Mm-hmm. It was
me. Don't encourage him like that again. That is so not helpful to an addict to encourage them.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you've helped a lot of Destiny players, work through their addictions in the past. So
Yeah.
I think this is your lot. I mean, I think he's in the perfect marriage. He's at the perfect point. He's got you at his beck and call, ready to help him out with his addiction.
I can help him
And
cold
train
turkey.
him to be a world renowned Destiny 2 player. That's that's I mean I figured that's what this all was about. I mean, he married you because he said you can make me the best of the best. You can be the best coach and Destiny trainer I could ever hope for. So I too can go on to great world first accomplishments and world
Does
records.
this involve money coming in?
Absolutely. Once you get him to that level, so you've no one to blame but yourself. You haven't gotten him to the level where he's making the money yet.
I'm feeling bad.
Him not making the money really is just your failing of not training him well enough to be a world's first athlete.
I'm feeling really bad about this now.
I think you should let me play longer.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. He's not good enough yet. He needs more practice.
Dear.
Bless you.
So I think that's it for the show this week.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think so. I think we've blessed all the people, and I think now that we need to say thank you for your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your high-ranking warlock is Deacon. Your hunter in flight is no one responds in real life, and your lore scribe is not ARF. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. We're on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're Two Titans and a Hunter. If you put that into any search field on the internet, you'll find us. That's the way the world works. Find your favorite guardian, roaming through the throne world, running from screebs and thralls, and listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold. Listen at half speed, listen at full speed, listen at 2x speed. I'm not your dad.
Oh.
I'm not here to tell you what to do. You should watch the show on YouTube so we can make the vast wealth and riches that will take it for Nitedemon to be the top athlete the Deacon knows he can be. And just remember, if we wish to survive, we must all learn to live alongside our monsters. And with that, friends, until next week, Deacon, Demon, tell the good people any parting advice and say goodbye.
You got any words of advice for some raiders?
Stop playing this game. Get outside, fresh air, do you the world of good.
You said that last time.
That's all I keep
Change the
passing on,
record.
and I hope that someone actually change the record, right? Give up some time to help less people, more needy than yourselves, not less needy than yourselves.
So what you're saying is do some more raid carry.
No, I'm saying get out there.
That's helping the people.
Do some
It is.
charity work.
That is charity work.
It is. Charity work is helping the people. So Deacon is telling you, go find yourself a raid carry.
Oh,
Go get a trials carry to flawless, and then you can have your flawless adept summoner, and the world will be happier.
definitely not. Is there anything you two can't link to Destiny?
Nope.
I hate you right now.
No, Destiny podcast we can't.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
What's your words of advice, Nitedemon?
To do whatever you tell me, Drill Sergeant.